Welcome to the jungle, everyone. Sorry, I'm a few minutes late here. I had to kind of reset everything on OBS, and it was a whole annoying thing. But Jim says the Bengals should win by at least 7 to 9 points, and that's not my prediction. My prediction is actually going to be a very close game. I think the offense is going to perform better today. I think the defense is going to be a little bit worse. And I think, as you can see, my guess is 25-23. I do think the Bengals win, though. Mikey says Jaguars 17-15, Saints 24-21. That ain't happening. That ain't happening. I don't think either of those teams that you're predicting are going to win, Mikey. By the way, just so you know, since you're here, I did go through and I marked down all of the predictions that we made on both Thursday night games. For the week, as well as like side predictions that we made and everything. So I will be on Thursday coming ready with a list of how everything's gone so far, just so you know. And yeah, I don't know about the Saints winning either. I don't. I'm sorry. I hope for your sake they do, Mikey, but I just... We'll see. Do I believe in Mac Jones was the question Mikey kept asking me. Not really. But I just really don't believe the Saints. I'm sorry. I am sorry. Like, it sucks. Alright. Probably I'll go ahead and pull the game up here, right? And that's on... Not on mute. Should be on mute. Okay. I think I'm on the right thing here. If I'm not, then, you know... Oh, well. Life is a circle. All right, so Bengals Jaguars. Like I said, I really do think that the Bengals offense will be better this week. I think, this happens every year. The Bengals offense comes out, looks like ass in week one, and then they figure it out. It didn't help that it was against the Browns, which do kind of tend to have their number. Worth, I think, paying attention to. But I think Joe Burrow is pissed off from last week, and I think that's going to matter. I haven't seen the injury report yet. So, let's see. We've got 5 Bengals players who are inactive, include Marco Wilson, Jermaine Burton, Cam Grandy, McKinley Jackson, Howard Cross. It looks like the same fucking players as last week, so that's a good sign. For the Jaguars, you got Monteric Brown, Cody Schrader, Wyatt Millum, Danny Strigo, BJ Green, and Kalen Sanders Jr. So both teams, I don't think you've got anything terribly concerning on your inactive list. About injury report. Burton is a healthy scratch again. Okay, so that is concerning, Mikey. The fact that Burton is a healthy scratch again, that is concerning, but it's no more concerning than it's basically we're used to this at this point. I think that's my main thing there. So the Bengals had B.J. Hill was on had a rest day, which is normal. Amarius Mims is dealing with a little bit of an ankle injury, but he practiced in full on Friday, so he's good to go. And then William Wagner, our new long snapper, appears to at least be listed with a hamstring injury, but he didn't miss any practice because of it, so hopefully that continues to be the case. But the Jaguars similarly have very few injuries as well. So this will be 2 pretty healthy teams going up against each other. So we're going to get to see really who's the better team, I think, like as far as starters go. And if it's not the Bengals, I'm going to be very sad. Let's see. I want to see what the Jaguars injury reserve looks like. Jalen McLeod, Joshua Cephas, Caleb Ransall, and Cooper Hodges. So, not really anything of any significance. And then for the Bengals, you've got Dejon Anthony, Cedric Johnson, Lucas Patrick is currently on IR, but again, not sure that's really all that important with Dalton Reisner being there now. And then Cordell Volson, who started the season on IR, and I think we're probably expecting what's his name? Oh God, maybe that's not a good sign. The guy we just drafted. Fuck. Jalen Rivers, right? Jalen Rivers? No, Dylan Fairchild, right? Jalen Rivers is the other guy we drafted. Dylan Fairchild, I think we all are pretty much assuming is going to be the starting left guard going forward as long as he stays good. Dalton Reisner, we're excited about him being at right guard. He looked good against the Browns last week. Amarius Mims dealing with a little bit of an injury, but hopefully he's fine. Otherwise, he's real good to go. And then obviously Ted Karras and Orlando Brown Jr. are the other two guys there. But you can rely you definitely rely on Ted Karras and Orlando Brown. I think it is worth noting that Orlando Brown is maybe not the top 10 talent that some Bengals fans were acting like he was, which is silly. I even said that was silly at the time. But acting like he was some top 10 talent when we picked him up was probably silly. But he definitely is probably the best left tackle that we've had in a long time. So last week against the Browns, there was some issues with Myles Garrett. But, I think overall the Bengals offensive line did a really good job against the Browns last week. Other than that, there was that one series where the Joe Burrow got sacked 3 times in a row. But that was also the only real issue they had all game. Other than that, Myles Garrett really didn't take that game over. He was doing a good job, but he wasn't, wrecking house or anything. Lucas Patrick was having a good game pass blocking before he got hurt, but was awful in run protection. Cody Ford, similar. Awful in run protection, but doing pretty good in pass protection. Jalen Rivers, supposedly was only in there. Oh, you're right, Jalen Rivers. All right, I keep getting those two mixed up. Jalen Rivers looked okay on the one snap he had, which was a pass block snap. Dalton Reisner. Man, PFF grades are so confusing. They've got him listed as a 64, rated 64.8 in pass blocking, which is good, by the way. That's good for pass blocking. It's not phenomenal, but it's definitely if you're at 64.8, you're feeling pretty decent about that. Run blocking at 36.4, that's not good. But his overall is listed as 43.6, which makes no sense to me. It should be higher than that. He did a pretty decent job of pass blocking. He had a hell of a lot more pass blocks than he had run blocks too. So I don't really understand why that grade is the way it is, but it is what it is. It's fine. Ted Karras with a 59.3. Again, doesn't look great, but it's fine. It's average. That's all we really need is just average. Amarius Mims, roughly about average. Orlando Brown Jr. actually played pretty well. Average in pass protection, but good in run protection, and that helps. So you're going up against a good defensive line for the Jaguars this week. But I think this offensive line looks like they're a pretty solid unit. So it's just about keeping that momentum going, right? On the Jaguars side, on the defensive line, you've got obviously Josh Allen. He's always a problem. Josh Hines Allen is the way he goes by now, I think, trying to avoid confusion with the quarterback. Devon Hamilton, Eric Armstead, obviously going to be a problem. Trayvon Walker, obviously, was their first-round pick. Was first overall pick, I believe. But as I recall, he didn't do as well last week against the Panthers. Obviously, the Jaguars as a whole did pretty well against the Panthers. But if I recall correctly, I believe Trayvon Walker wasn't really part of the reason for that. Yeah, he was good in run defense, but he was not really particularly useful as a pass rusher. You had Austin Johnson, only played 13 snaps, so I'm not sure he counts. Your best pass rushers last week for the Jaguars were Josh Allen, as I think nobody is surprised by, Devin Lloyd, which is something you're going to have to pay attention to. Going to need Going to need the tackles to be able to handle Devin Lloyd for sure. Like I said, Austin Johnson, Eric Armstead was okay. But for the most part, at least on the line, and as far as like rushers go, other than like, bringing safeties on a blitz or something like that. But like as far as like normal rushers go, as Josh Allen, Devin Lloyd, and Austin Johnson are really the guys you got to pay attention to. And so the hope is that the Bengals' improved offensive line can handle that. I guess we'll see what happens this week. But on the other side of the ball, the Jaguars' tight ends were a really big deal this past week, and that's gonna make a difference, right? The Bengals historically have not done well against tight ends, but maybe the defense is kind of revamped right now. We got different linebackers. The secondary is basically the same, but Dax Hill has always been pretty decent against tight ends, so hopefully him taking on more of a slot corner role, maybe that'll help out. Although they didn't do a great job against Harold Fannin last week. Travis Etienne, trying to stop him is going to, I think, be a core focus. Looks like the Jaguars are going to get the ball first, which I think is generally the way the Bengals prefer to play it. Give yourself a chance to double up after the half. Nice tackle there by Dax Hill. Upends the returner, and he does kind of like one of those cartwheels in the air. All right, Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars are now coming out. They are now coming out, and they are getting ready to see what they can do. Bengals, please do something. That'd be my preference. I would prefer to do something. I remember my bet. Yeah, I wrote that down too. But we'll see. Keep that same energy. We'll see, Mikey. Have fun with your stream, bub. How are we getting to 25 points? With offense. How else, Jeff? Trevor Lawrence throws, and that is caught. It's going to be about a 7-yard catch. DJ Turner, I think, was trying to argue that it was not a catch, but yeah, that's silly. So, okay. Aints can win versus a beat-up 49ers team. They can. I don't think they will. That's my thing. I think the Saints are honestly that bad. All right. I'll respond to you here in a second, Jay. 2nd and 3. Trevor Lawrence is under center, and I'm guessing this is going to be a handoff to Travis Etienne. I am wrong. It's a play action. Trey Hendrickson's getting... Oh, nice. Trey Hendrickson got a little bit of pressure, and I think that made Trevor Lawrence have to throw the ball a little early. It was meant to be a screen pass, but it did not get to Etienne on that play. So they were intending to go to Etienne, just couldn't get the ball to him. There's a second Josh Allen in the NFL. Yeah, Josh, he goes by Josh Hines Allen now, but, up until recently, he went by just Josh Allen. Former Kentucky Wildcat, and he's a very strong pass rusher for the Jaguars. Definitely one of their most reliable players. Why not 24 or 27 points? Hold on, Jim. Trevor Lawrence throws, caught. Oh, my God, awful coverage. There's nobody there. DJ Turner getting fucking burned. What else is new? All right, Jim. Jim and Jeff, I will explain the 25 thought process here in a little bit. Jeff, about 3 years ago, they showed a highlight of Josh Allen sacking Josh Allen. Yep, that was an interesting thing that happened. I remember that. It was all over SportsCenter. They were making a big deal about it. It was Josh Allen tackling Josh Allen. Allen on Allen crime. Basically, it was funny. De'Ami Brown is apparently on the Jaguars. I didn't realize that. There'll be another play-action pass. Lawrence rolls back, throws, wide open. Good Lord, what are we doing? Geno Stone on the tackle, but man, Brian Thomas Jr. on the catch. Their passing game is eating us alive right now. Not really getting a whole lot of pressure. Trey Hendrickson got a little bit earlier, but man. Brian Thomas Jr. is just out in the middle of nowhere. Nobody's even looking at him. All right, it's going to be a handoff this time to Etienne, and Bengals do a pretty decent job there of stopping him. They give him about 3 yards, but That was a outside the left tackle run there by Etienne. Does a pretty good job. Or the Bengals do a pretty good job of bottling him up there. You know, gave him a couple yards. Not too bad. Now, I will say my prediction does rely, my score prediction does rely on both teams getting field goals on their first drives. So we'll see if that works out. 2nd and 7. Trevor Lawrence rolls back. He's going to throw nowhere. Geno Stone was the only really person in the vicinity. So I'm not sure what that was, but it worked out in the Bengals' favor. Okay, all right. It's going to be 3rd and 7 now. And holding to a field goal. Yeah, that was a good job by Geno Stone to get in Cole Strange's way there. I think Cole Strange was looking for illegal contact, but it wasn't. It was, you know, like the ball was not anywhere near him at the time, so it's definitely not pass interference. And it's not illegal contact because he was down the field, so I think that's the correct no call on the refs there. 3rd and 7. And I think the Jaguars are going to take a timeout. Not really sure is that like noise on the Bengals part. Bengals crowd doing a good job there, because otherwise that was really weird. You had LaQuint Allen Jr., my favorite player that I've totally heard of. LaQuint Allen Jr., the running back in the backfield on that play. Okay, so while we're waiting for the... let me explain my thought process, all right? Both teams trade field goals on their first 2 drives. And then you're going to get not really a whole lot going on the rest of the first quarter. And then both teams trade touchdowns. And then Bengals get a field goal. Then the Bengals get another field goal. And then at the first drive of the half, the Jaguars get a touchdown. The Bengals answer with a touchdown. And then then there's going to be like some sort of, you know, wonky touchdown, probably a turnover by the offense at the beginning of the fourth quarter. Then the Bengals get a field goal, and then they on the final drive of the game they finish with another field goal. That's how I'm thinking the Bengals are. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. That's not. I messed that up. Cole Strange anyway with the first down grab, and good lord, this Bengals defense is just getting eaten alive by Trevor Lawrence right now. So, I mean, I'm about to be, if they can't stop him holding to a field goal here, then I'm about to be very wrong. Etienne, Joseph Osai is right on top of him, but still still gets dragged for about a 4-yard gain. Not great. All right, so I'm sorry. So the Jaguars Jaguars get the first field goal, Bengals get a field goal, and then the Jaguars get a touchdown, Bengals get a touchdown, Jaguars get a field goal, and then get another field goal, and then Bengals open the second half with a touchdown, Jaguars going to answer with a touchdown, and then the Bengals get a... Oh, nice pressure by Trey Hendrickson, but it's not going to be enough. It's going to be a touchdown because DJ Turner fucking sucks, dude. Absolute fucking garbage. All right, well, my prediction's wrong now. So never mind on the 25-point mark. But to finish what I was going to say, Bengals get like a big defensive turnover touchdown at the beginning of the fourth quarter, and then get a field goal. And then they finish, like I said, with a field goal at the very tail end of the game. I'm sorry. The Jaguars finish with a field goal. But it's... No, they don't finish with a field goal. I think I don't know. But point being, yes, you like 25, yes, it's kind of a wild prediction. Probably not going to happen now that the Jaguars got a touchdown on the first drive, but it could still happen that way. What's that like? Let's see. I had them getting 1, 2, 3. I think I had them getting 3 total touchdowns on the day. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 field goals. And then the Bengals on the other end, or no, 3 field goals. And then the Bengals on the other end would get 1, 2, only 2 touchdowns, but more field goals. So, it's a very complicated way of getting there. But I thought this out. I thought this through. Trust me. I very much thought this through. Let's go, Bengals. They need better defense than they did on the first drive, Dan. That's for sure. They got absolutely destroyed on that passing defense. You need a 2-point score somewhere. No, you don't, Jeff. You don't need a 2-point score. You really don't. Here, let me add all this up again. So, you got a field goal, which is 3 points, right? Yeah, you got a field goal, which is 3 points. And then you get a touchdown, which is 7 points, so that puts you at 10. And then you get a field goal, which puts you at 13. And then you get another field goal, which puts you at 16. And then you get a touchdown, which puts you at 22. I'm also assuming Evan McPherson's going to miss a PAT. That might be part of what you're thinking, Just some sort of. I've got a little bit of chaos in there as far as my prediction goes. Evan McPherson misses a PAT, but they still end up with the 25 points at the end of it, and hold off letting me get a field goal at the very end. Bengals defense doing what they do best, letting teams score slow enough. I don't care if it's slow, Jeff. They need to stop them from getting in the end zone, period. They need to stop them from scoring, period. But I'll take field goals because I trust the Bengals offense well enough. I trust the Bengals offense well enough to get some stuff going on offense, but it's not, none of it's going to matter if the defense is just Swiss cheese all night. Touchdown, Lions lead 7-0. I will get to the other games here in a little bit, Jim. So yeah. Who are they playing? I definitely will get to those games though. They're playing the Bears, so yeah, I think we all expect the Lions to win that game. But we'll see what happens. We will definitely see what happens. All right, and so it's going to be returned, and that's to about the 25-yard line. Bengals going to get the ball about the 25, maybe the 26. Nick, that hurt to watch. Yeah, it's the Bengals fucking defense, Nick. That's what you should probably expect. 1 touchdown and 6 field goals gets you to 25. Yeah, again, don't forget I had a missed extra point in there, I think. 3 TDs, 1 extra point miss, and field goal and safety. I already went through with the, I could go through it again, but I already went through it. Joe Burrow, shotgun formation. He's going to hand the ball off. Chase Brown gets a yard. That's not great. Nick's great name. And Nick's got a nickname. With the way Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars marched down the field and scored, I smell a shootout. I hope not. The issue with the strategy of slinging it a lot is Joe being prone to interceptions. Joe's not prone to interceptions. What are you talking about? He throws them sometimes, like every quarterback throws them sometimes. Less emphasis on the run game. Okay, well, we'll see. I don't want to shut. I don't want to shoot out though. Joe Burrow, shotgun formation. He's rolling around, tries to throw, and I'm not sure what's going on there. I think they're saying he was down. Tried to throw the ball and got batted up in the air, and the Jaguars were acting like it was a fumble. Ended up recovering it in the end zone after a wild series of events. But yeah, that ball was going forward. There's no question. That ball that he was definitely in the process of throwing there. That's definitely an incomplete pass. Touchdown. Seattle leads the Steelers 8-0. Let's go Seahawks. Don't like the defense. I'm just saying that defense. Offense needs to be a little bit better, though, right now. They're not having a great start. The Jaguars are going to be challenging this play, but I think they're going to lose the challenge. So, the way it looked to me, and first of all, it's ruled a pass, like an incomplete pass on the field. So you're going to have indisputable evidence that it a fumble. But his arm's going forward. Like, I mean, just a little bit, but it's going forward. There's definitely no, for sure evidence that it's not going forward. So, change the score. I know you don't like it. Yeah. Sorry. Not a great start to this game, y'all. The Bengals got to get their shit together. Bengals have got to get their shit together. This is pretty awful so far. But it's also like the first offensive drive of the first quarter. Like, no reason to panic right now. Just deal with it, I guess. Yeah, as far as the scoring I was expecting goes, but that relied on the Bengals defense looking competent on the first drive, so maybe that's not going to be the case. But I was expecting, like I said, Bengals field goal, Jaguars field goal, Bengals field goal, Jaguars touchdown, Bengals touchdown, Jaguars field goal, and then another Jaguars field goal, and then a Bengals touchdown. And then the Jaguars. It's the Jaguars. Yeah. Okay. So the Bengals get a touchdown, and I think Evan McPherson misses the extra point. And then the Jaguars get a touchdown, and they get a 2-point conversion. Like I had this all. Oh no, they missed the 2-point conversion. Okay, I had this all like mapped out. Trust me. And then the Bengals get Jaguars get a field goal, and then the Bengals get a field goal. Fuck, I'm so confused. I've already done confused my fucking self, guys. But yes, I did work it out. It does make sense. You think it's harder to coach offense or defense? Defense, for sure. It's definitely harder to coach defense because, like, the game's set up for offense to succeed. I mean, like, it's hard to coach. Like, coaching's not easy, period. But, like, it's definitely easier to get, it's definitely harder to get good results on defense than it is on offense. Joe Burrow's getting out of a sack, dancing around, and he's just, good Lord. Can't find anywhere to go with the ball. It's chaos in the backfield. And the offensive line looks like fucking garbage right now. So that's great. We're going to have to punt the ball. Bears scored touchdown 2, tie game 7-7. Josh Allen was the one who initially got a little bit of pressure, but he got rounded up, and then just the entire offensive line just fucking broke down, dude. This is awful so far. This is, man. Somebody has got to go yell at somebody in the locker room over this shit. Punt is away, and it's a pretty good punt. It's going to be punted down to about the 13-yard line, but that's... Yep, all right. And that's going to be tackled about the 32, so is about a... what would that be? Like a 19-yard return? Yell on the sideline. Dude, somebody's got to scream at somebody right now. That was absolutely embarrassing on both sides of the ball. Like, the defense was embarrassing, and the offense was even more embarrassing. Like, good Lord. It's an absolute fucking joke on both ends. Like, man, I don't like if that's what we're doing today, then fuck my prediction. We're getting blown out. Like, that's what's happening. If that keeps happening. But then again, I'll tell you one thing. It looked like we were going to get blown out last time we played the Jaguars in Cincinnati, and we ended up coming back and winning that game. So, I wouldn't read too much into what's happening in the first quarter. So we'll see. All right. Trevor Lawrence is going to hand the ball off, and that is number 33. Gets about 6 yards. Bashal Tootin. Bashal Tootin with about a 6-yard run. 2nd and 4. Let's see. Okay, so what happened in that game was the Jaguars got out to a 14-0 lead, and then the Bengals basically the Jaguars were winning 14-0 at the half. And then in the second half, the Bengals offense finally showed up and got 2 touchdowns in the third quarter, tied it up, and then in the fourth quarter, they ended up pulling away and winning that game. So it works out. That does not work out, though. That's god-awful defense. And the way we're going right now, like, you know, basically what happened in that game against the Jaguars is, like, you know, the defense was decent, but eventually let the Jaguars through for a touchdown near the end of the first quarter, not at the beginning of the first quarter, and then also looking awful on the second drive so far. Like, that's definitely not what we're looking at right now. Gotta do better. All right, now from about the 39.5-yard line, Jaguars 1st and 10. Trevor Lawrence is motioning man out to his right. He's going to fake the handoff, and it's going to be a screen pass, and that is, oh my God, absolutely god-awful fucking tackling. B.J. Hill had him in the backfield and just could not bring him down. What are we even doing, guys? Like, what the absolute fuck are we doing? Guys, what it looks like is they didn't even come fucking prepared to play football this week. God, what it looks like is Ohio University playing Ohio State. But the Bobcats might have looked better. My God. What on earth, man? This is pathetic. All right, it's going to be another handoff. 33, 5 yards. No defensive line at all. At least they got him down before he got like a 20-yard run on that play. That was Bayshell tooting again. At least we're not the Titans, I guess. Letting a big Puka Nakua touchdown go there. All right, 2nd and 4. From the 30-yard line, they're already in field goal range. Just letting them march down the field, do whatever they want. It'll be play action pass, and there's decent coverage, but oh my God! And that was honestly, that was actually pretty decent coverage. That was pretty decent. I'll give DJ Turner, that was pretty decent coverage on that play, but Parker Washington climbs all the way to fucking heaven to make that touchdown grab. Oh man, there's nothing DJ Turner can do there. Like he was playing it well. I don't even blame DJ Turner for that one. That was a good pass by Trevor Lawrence and a phenomenal job to go catch that ball by Parker Washington. There's nothing you can do if you're DJ Turner there. Like, we need a turnover. That's what we need. Like, we really need a turnover right now. It's a play action pass. Lawrence throws back of the end zone, deflected by Cam Taylor-Britt. There you go. That's a good play. So it's going to be 2nd down. Cam Taylor-Britt coming through with the touchdown-saving play. That guy has a funny name. Who's that? The running back? Bayshell Tootin? He sure does. Touchdown, Bills, 7-0. All right. Beating the Jets. Congratulations. We should be beating the Jaguars, but we're losing. All right, it's going to be a handoff to Trevor Etienne, and pretty decent run defense there. They only give him about 1.5 yards, maybe 2 yards. It's going to be 3rd down now. Can you hold them to a field goal? And we're still going to be down by more than the score, but you know what? Just keep giving the offense opportunities, and maybe something will happen. I don't know, man. Got to hold them here, though. Cannot let up. 3rd down. Come on, we need that Bengals crowd all orange. It's an orange out, and we need them to get loud. We really need this this home field advantage to come through for us, guys. Trevor Lawrence is about to get hit. It's intercepted! There you go! Intercepted by Dax Hill with the pressure by Trey Hendrickson, and he finally got some in there. Dax Hill goes up for the interception in the end zone, and we got that turnover that we needed. Now the offense has got to come through and do something with it, but that's what I was saying. We got to get a turnover, and we got one. Trevor Lawrence getting eaten alive there by Trey Hendrickson. Manages to get the throw off, but it's just a little short, and Dax Hill is in the perfect position to go up and get that ball. Let's go! Hooday! Hooday! That's what we needed, man. We needed some sort of momentum shift like that. We needed something like that. Let's go, Jeff. Let's go. Now the offense has got to come out here and capitalize on the turnover, but, you know, got a little bit of momentum swing in our favor. Let's see if we can keep it. To reinforce what Jim's been saying, let's see. You got the Giants up 3-0 on the Cowboys, which is, you know, that's kind of funny. You got the Bears and Lions tied 7-7, so I guess the Bears must have scored since Jim was talking earlier. The Rams are up 7-0 on the Titans, because I was telling y'all about that highlight to Puka Nacua. Patriots up 6-0 on the Dolphins in a game that I'm sure 0 people on the planet care about, and that's including the fan bases of those teams. 49ers and Saints are currently tied 0-0. I think that's about what everybody expected. 8:39 left to go in that game, and I'm actually curious. If you're interested, by the way, not to unplug my channel, but if you're interested in the Saints game, go check out Mikey's channel. But indeed, really haven't had a whole lot going on in this Saints game so far. And ESPN's box score system I don't know what the hell's going on with it, so kind of having a lot of problems right now on ESPN's website. Bills up 7-0 on the Jets. Seahawks up 7-3 on the Steelers. Hopefully they can hold that one and win. Ravens up 3-0 on the Browns. I think if I had to gun to my head, I got to pick a team, I'd pick the Browns to win that. I hope, as far as who I'm rooting for, the Browns to win that game. But let's be honest. Let's be honest, man. Oh shit, Thomas called me earlier. I should probably call him back at some point. I had a feeling that pretty boy Lawrence would throw a pick, but not this early in the game. Now it's time for the Bengals to take advantage of it. Well, I sure hope they do. Oh, that's right. I forgot Sam Hubbard's the ruler of the jungle for this game. That's pretty cool. Gotta love that Sam Hubbard's still in there. Gives a whole lot of shits. Defensive play I was hoping for with our Notre Dame defensive coordinator. Yep, there you go, Dan. All right. 4:52 left to go in the game from the 20-yard line. Joe Burrow, he's going to throw, and that's caught. Jamar Chase for a first down. Goes out of bounds, and that is going to be a first down, about 11-yard grab there. That's more what we want to see out of the offense. They weren't able to get a damn thing done on that first drive. Dax Hill with the big play there. Now, I mean, that ball ended up getting underthrown by Trevor Lawrence. That was a bad pass by Trevor Lawrence. So Dax Hill didn't need to do anything particularly special to go get that ball, but still have to be heads up, still got to get it done. And didn't try to, I think he fell over anyway, but, didn't try to run it out of the end zone and ended up not losing any yardage there. All right, it's going to be a handoff to Chase Brown, and he's going to get to the outside. There you go. Stiff arms a man. And manages to get ahead for about another 11-yard gain, and that's another Bengals first down. This is more what you need to see out of the offense, y'all. That was a little concerning there. For the first couple of first 2 drives, there were a little concerning, but most of the third drive, the second drive on defense was concerning as well, but. Turnover is a turnover. You'll take that. All right, come on, offense. Let's keep the momentum going. From the 31-yard line, Joe Burrow, shotgun snap. He's going to throw. It's caught. Jamar Chase, and that's another first down. That one goes for 12 yards. Now, I will say that's 3 first downs in a row, and yet we're only on the 42-yard line, so I'm a little confused. Shouldn't we be across midfield by now? Did they call that play back or something? I'm actually really confused. And I can't go check the fucking box score because ESPN's having a goddamn fit. Yeah, ESPN's box score system isn't even available right now, so I couldn't even tell you. Joe Burrow, shotgun snap. He's rolling around, much better protection this time. And there you go. He's got Noah Fant for a about a 20-yard grab there. There is a flag on the play. We'll see what the flag is. The Bengals are pointing at the Jaguars, though, so that's... I hope Jamar Chase is correct about that. Illegal contact on the Jaguars, and so the Bengals, as you would expect, are going to decline that. So, Bengals offense is moving now. Yeah, that's what happened. Jamar Chase was interfered with on his route there. Joe Burrow finds Noah Fant anyway, but, no. What's up with the ESPN box scores, y'all? Makes it kind of hard for me to go back and look up facts and talk about facts instead of feelings without actually having the facts. But whatever. 1st and 10. Joe Burrow is going to... Oh, my God. Joe Burrow tries to throw, and he fumbles the ball on the fucking throw. Now, the question is, I think the ball was moving forward, though. It's 2nd and 10, yeah. So that was not a fumble. Joe Burrow goes after it like it's a fumble, but his hand was coming forward. The ball just slips out of his fucking hand, but yes, indeed, that ball was coming extremely forward. I don't know what the hell was going on there. Jaguars with only one timeout, even if they wanted to challenge it, I don't know if they really could. Although the play clock is stopped, I'm so confused. Whatever. Joe Burrow, never mind. Joe Burrow, he's going to throw on 2nd and 10, and that's going to be a catch to T. Higgins. It's going to be about a 5-yard gain. Just shake it off. Avoided the worst case scenario, though. Avoided the worst case scenario there. My only thing is it did kind of look like Joe Burrow might have been trying to tuck it, and that's why the ball came out. But also in real time, it just looked like he just brain farted completely. I think the refs made the right decision not to go for the more likely outcome of that play. A little surprised the Jaguars didn't challenge that, but with only one timeout left, maybe that's why. All right, Joe Burrow's going to step up in the pocket. He's going to throw over the middle, and that's caught Jamar Chase, and that keeps the chains moving. All right, and we are now completely reset after that disastrous play that almost was a complete, absolute, horrible turnover. Keep the ball moving. So what I was saying was it could be, you could maybe make the argument that Joe Burrow was trying to tuck that ball and therefore it would be a fumble. But I think because the Jaguars have wasted their timeouts so far, they maybe can't afford to challenge that play when, it wasn't even really sure, especially with the call on the field, So, Jaguars being quite liberal with their timeouts, and I think it's burning them there. And there you go. Jamar Chase is going to catch an out route there, or it might have been a post. I'm not sure. No, I'm sorry, not a post, a corner. It might have been a corner. Hard to tell from my perspective which direction he was going, but that's going to be another 11-yard gain, and this drive is full of 11-yard gains. Try a different website. Yeah, I really like ESPN's setup. I'm going to try NFL.com. Field goal Steelers down 7-6. Well, hopefully they lose. Entirely. All right. Yeah, NFL.com has a better thing going on there, so I might just rely on NFL.com for now. It's going to be a handoff to Chase Brown, and I think he got about a yard. Maybe a yard and a half. Yeah, so 11-yard run, 13-yard pass. I'm just really confused because Chase Brown, they had 3 plays like that. They must have called one of them back for something. I don't know. Doesn't really matter because they're at the Jaguars' 5-yard line now. Oh, I'm sorry, they're at the 4-yard line now. 2nd and goal. Incomplete passes to stop the clock. Yeah. It took me a second to figure that one out, but I did. Joe Burrow shotgun formation, and he's getting rushed. And just get rid of the ball, Joe. Just throw it away. There you go. Throws it away, and tried to go after T. Higgins, who was getting tackled as he was going for that ball, but I think the pass might have been uncatchable, so they're not gonna call that. There's a Jaguars player down on the field though. Jerrion Jones, cornerback. He is a starting. Ooh, he's their main starting cornerback. That's not great. Ooh, yikes. He's kind of writhing on the field too, so I don't know. Whether your thumbnail is wrong again. It said preseason reaction. What do you mean the thumbnail's... God, I'm so... Oh, this shit pisses me off so much. What do you mean the thumbnail's wrong? No, it says... Wait. Jaguars or Bengals live preseason... Fuck. I'll fix it, Jeff. What? I can't believe I... Fucking shit. God damn it! You know, I'm just going to live reaction. I'll figure out what to call it later. Just call it live reaction. Thanks for the heads up, though, Jeff. As pissed as I am. But as pissed as I am, I do appreciate you saying something. Okay, 90 point. Let's make that 150? Yeah, I think 150 works. Oh, I'm on the wrong fucking... That's what it is. I've been pulling up the wrong template this whole time. That's what it is. Better get this game back up just in case. Yep, here it is. He is walking off the field though, so that's good that he's not like seriously mega injured. Oh man, I didn't even save that thumbnail. Fuck. Alright, well, I guess I'll try to fix it over the course of the game. Good lord. Might take me a little while to fix that thumbnail, though, if I'm trying to do all this shit. Alright. From the 3rd and goal, from the 4-ish yard line, Joe Burrow's in shotgun formation. It'd be real nice if you could get a touchdown here, Joe. And he's going to throw, and he's got Jamar Chase. Touchdown, let's go! Bengals tie it up. That's a way to respond after what was looking like an absolute disastrous start to the game. But they got it together. They got it together. It's, okay, so it's not tied up. We still got to get Evan McPherson coming out here with the extra point. And I did predict him to miss one today, so hopefully it's not this one. That would suck. All right, extra points up. That one's good. Okay, I was worried I cursed my own team for a second. Got that Brandon Perna energy going on. Number of times he's cursed the Broncos. Let's see. Jaguars helmet, right? How do I not have a Jaguars helmet on the thumbnail template? Absolutely unbelievable. Get your shit together, Kyle. God, you got one fucking job. Start critiquing myself like I critique the Bengals. It's only fair, right? Got to hold myself to the same standard I hold them to, because I'm not gonna be out here saying like I can play football as well as them, but I need to at least do my job the way I'm expecting them to do their job, right? Like that's probably only fair. How did I not save that? I made this whole big deal about editing it and making it like doing like this whole like revamp of like, you know, little details of the way that I do the little details of the way that I do the thumbnail and everything like that, and then I just completely forgot to save it. Like, what on earth is wrong with me? Okay, so we're gonna bump that stroke up a little bit to like, let's call it 10. Nope, we're not going to do 10. That's way too much. Evan McPherson's going to kick that ball into the end zone, and they're going to try to return it from there, which can't be a good decision. Turns out to be a pretty harmless decision because he gets tackled at the 25, but tootin' again. That's a boy tootin'. Hopefully the defense can come through and get the job done again here. That'd be nice. I think we'll call it a 7-stroke there. And then bring in Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence, which that was a whole fucking thing because I had to... Well, you know what? We're just going to get the thing up and pray for the best. All right, Lawrence is going to throw it short to number 12 there, and it's going to be tackled. I think Geno Stone there on the tackle, about a 7-yard pickup. Defense got to do better than that. Yay. Oh, so wonderful. Okay, you know what? This is, it's not the same picture that I used before, but fuck it, I'm just trying to get this done. So we're just going to use a different thumbnail. Look at me doing, like, the job that I'm supposed to get done before the game. I'm doing it during the game. Get your shit together, Kyle. Well, what do y'all think about this game so far? Personally, I want to cry from the beginning, but they're getting better. Hopefully they can get their shit together. But it was getting really rough there for a minute. It was sure getting rough there for a minute, and I'm not a big fan of what we were seeing. But hopefully they can get it together. That sure is the case. Sorry if I'm being less talkative than I normally am. I'm just trying to, you know, we're just going to put this picture of Trevor Lawrence in here. I think it's an old one, but I'm just trying to get a job done. Trying to get this done so we can get back to talking about the game. No, that one's not going to work. Damn it. Here we go. Hopefully this one works. That's not going to work. Okay. We'll figure something out here in a sec. But we're back to the game. So it's going to be 2nd and 3 for the Jaguars after the 7-yard pass there. Lawrence is in the backfield, shotgun formation. He takes the snap, rolls back, throws immediately, wide open. It's the same guy. The exact same guy as from before. Travis Hunter. Gotta pay attention to Travis Hunter, man. Not entirely sure what we're doing half the time. Man, I don't see any of these Trevor Lawrence fucking things. Yeah, I'll worry about that on the commercial. It's going to be 1st and 10. It's going to be a handoff. It's going to be a jet sweep, actually, to De'Ami Brown. Let me catch up with these comments. The local CBS affiliate here in Central Ohio elected to air the arch-enemies game of the Browns at Ravens instead of the Bengals Jags. Makes no sense since both Cincy and Jacksonville are undefeated. Yeah, but I kind of get it because the Browns and Ravens, it's a division game. So I don't really know what their like base is like in Central Ohio, but Trevor Lawrence handoff, it's fucking first down. There was hardly any resistance from getting that. It was only 2nd and 1. All they had to do was try to stop him, but they didn't. Swear fucking kicker is a Dolphins sleeper agent. Dude missed 2 PATs. That's rough, dude. The Saints are so shit, they're making Mac Jones look good. Dude, I tried to tell Mikey, you know, I don't think, like, you try to make too big of a deal out of Brock Purdy, but I don't think it's going to matter. What happened to the 49ers starting QB? He's hurt. I don't remember exactly what happened to him. I'll look it up here in a second. Touchdown Lions. It's going to be oh my God, it's going to be a pass. Once again, Travis Hunter. That pass offense is getting it done against the Bengals defense again. Mikey's such a clown. He said their quarterback and defense could stop the Niners. That's kind of what I was saying, Richard. Not so much about being a clown, but as far as the Saints go, that's kind of my point. Like, I'm sorry, I don't see. Like, the 49ers just, they're too talented, even with all the injuries. They're too talented, and the Saints are too untalented. That's the problem. The Saints are just too rebuilding right now. It'll be 2nd and 1 now after those plays. From the 41, it's going to be a pitch to Travis Etienne, who's, good Lord, gets down to about the 11-yard line before he gets taken down. This Bengals defense, man, like, we thought they were looking better. Turns out we were dead wrong. Travis Etienne with the big play. Mikey the Optimist. Gotta love him for it. The commentary is really hyping Hunter up. I'm sure they are. Because he's the, big fucking star player, and they can't stop from doing that. He's having a good game. Like, Travis Hunter's looking pretty good, at least on offense. Brock Purdy? Yeah, I don't know exactly what happened to him. I might look it up later. It was Richard who found your mistake, not me. Yeah, I know. 33. Base shell tooting again. He picks up about 3 or 4 yards, about 3 yards, they're going to call it. Good drive by the offense. Yeah, it was a good drive by the offense, and now it's a bad drive by the defense. Can you make a documentary on the downfall of Money Mac? Not yet. I will if it continues being that bad, though, Conley. He's looked all right this year. Did Allen get injured? But yes, I will. If it does get that bad, yes, I will, Conley. I'll keep that in mind. Did Allen get injured? Like Josh Allen from the Bill? Like, I'm confused. Which Allen? Oh my God. Touchdown. Who the fuck just got their ankles broken by a man named Tootin? Bayshell Tootin with the quick juke move to get in the end zone. Get absolutely fucking roasting whoever was covering him there. I don't really want to see a replay, but I want to see the replay. Let's see. Bayshell Tootin, and it's okay. Well, it's Cam Sample, so I mean, that's not good, but I don't know how much I expect out of Cam Sample. Like, I'm about done with Cam Sample, guys. Like, I don't know if he's ever really turned out to be what we want. Keep him around as a guy you play as like a guy who goes in when somebody gets injured. I don't really want him in the rotation unless we have to. He's back in. They had to gauze his nose. Which kitty will go meow today? Well, they both had their ups and downs. The Bengals defense looks like garbage. But they did get a turnover, which they got an interception in the end zone, which helped. But other than that, they look like absolute garbage. The Bengals offense looked bad in the first drive, but they came out in the second drive and they got going. So hopefully the offense can come out here and answer. Hopefully they can answer. Because right now it's not looking good. Ravens blocked the kick and have the Browns on the side. I think ESPN might have just crashed. Like, ESPN might just be completely gonzo right now. No? Okay, it's back. I don't know what was going on with that. They have their box scores back up now. That's good. Maybe they like had to reset the site or something. I don't know. 10:54 left to go in the second quarter. Josh Allen is playing like shit since he got his nose gauzed. Must be affecting him. Be nice if Josh Allen Hines would play like shit. But, guess not. Field goal 13-0 Bills. Bears versus Lions. Does a bear roar or a growl? I'm thinking probably the Lions win that game, right? If not, we got some serious problems with the Lions. All right, I got to fix this thumbnail, y'all. So let me see if I hear. No, that's Will Levis. Man. How did I fuck that up, man? I think this might have been the picture I used, so that'll help. Wait, you know what? I'm going to remove the background. I'm trying to make it too hard on myself. Making it way too goddamn complicated. All right, Trevor Lawrence, Joe Burrow. We got them both in here. And then Lawrence is going to go below the Jaguars helmet. Just for, like, all that. Maybe get these both up a little bit more. Live reaction up here. All right, and I think that's probably just the best I'm going to do right now. All right, back to the game, and the Bengals are going to get the kickoff return. It's going to get to the 20, 25, 30, and gets taken down about the 33-ish yard line. Samaje Perine on the return. That's different. All right, well, offense looked a little bit better. That's the good news. So hopefully they can continue to look a little bit better. Where on earth am I live? Here we go. Okay, we've got a different thing coming up here, but fun nonetheless. Joe Burrow, shotgun formation, takes a snap, rolls back. He's got good protection, but he just throws it to the dirt for Chase Brown. I don't know what the hell that was. He wasn't even under pressure. What? Joe Burrow looking really sketchy out there today. There's a flag, though. Illegal contact on the defense on Travis Hunter. So as much as they're talking about how Travis Hunter looks good out there on offense, maybe not so good on defense. All right, it's going to be a handoff to Chase Brown that time. Going to take it. Pick up about 3 yards before he gets taken down, so whatever. All right. The thumbnail is fixed. I'm sorry that I keep making preseason stuff, but I think I have the template fixed now, so hopefully that won't happen again. I don't know. You didn't read what I wrote, I think. It was Turf Toe that took Purdy on IR. Oh, you were saying for Purdy. Okay, yeah, I thought you were talking about with Allen still. Okay, so Purdy's got turf toe. Interesting. All right, well, whatever. Lions roar would be a win, I think, but Bears would say roar would be a loss. Growl would be a win, I guess. I don't know. It's going to be Andre Yoshivas goes up to try to make that catch, but it's too far out of bounds, and I think he comes down out of bounds. That was good coverage by Travis Hunter on that play. Give him credit. So he can cover Andre Yoshivas, he just can't cover Jamar Chase. Yeah. Good job by Travis Hunter to basically push him out of bounds, because he probably, Yoshi probably would have come down inbounds if it hadn't been for Travis Hunter on that play. So that was a good play. You say Yoshi, but he didn't catch the ball, John. That was a bad play. I know you don't want Yoshi represented by that play. All right, Joe Burrow, shotgun formation. Gonna audible, I think, actually. Samaje Perine's going to the other side. And now he's gonna take a fucking timeout. Man, they gotta get on the same page with these timeouts. That was a problem last week against the Browns. Like with some of these plays. Joe Burrow it might be a Zach Taylor problem, but it came out last week that it was a Joe Burrow problem. Joe's just not, I don't know. He was talking about getting ready by playing in the preseason, and he still doesn't look ready, guys. Like, man, like you can't say this is a problem with Zach Taylor right now. This is a problem with Joe Burrow. Like, I don't know what he's doing. Touchdown Ravens 10-0. Boo. Scored still 7-7. Not right. Yeah, it's 4. I know. Because I'm sorry. I was trying to fix the thumbnail. I'm caught up now, I think. All right, 3rd and 7 from the 42-yard line. I think I was busy complaining about the Bengals. That's what happened. 42-yard line. Joe Burrow takes a shotgun snap. Decent protection. Throws. Caught. I think he caught it. That's a first down if he caught it. That's T. Higgins. Yes, there you go. First down. All right. I will say one thing. The thing that's bothering me is the fact that the Bengals have got to fight like hell for every single play that they get right now. And the defense is just giving shit up like Swiss cheese. Like, the Jaguars look like they're out there playing, like, flag football. And, like, on offense. And on defense, they're playing them pretty tough. Like, I mean, the Bengals offense is good enough to keep going, but, like, man, it looks so damn difficult for the Bengals right now. Joe Burrow's gonna dirt it. And there's a flag, too. There's a flag. They're pointing towards the Jaguars, so I'm wondering if this is going to be offsides. Holding. Oh, it's holding on the fucking Bengals. Good Lord. Field goal, 9-0 49ers. Holding. It said holding on Travis Hunter, but it was on the Bengals. It was holding on Drew Sample. First of all, the TV graphics are just messed up. The TV graphics said it was holding on Travis Hunter, but it had it in Bengal like Bengals orange with the Bengals logo next to it. So I don't know. We get to keep first down, but it's 1st and 20 now. So need a chunk play or two to get back on track here. All right, Joe Burrow shotgun formation, rolls, throws, dropped. Good Lord. The offensive line is looking like fucking trash today, guys. Like, I was complimenting the offensive line against the Browns last week, but today they're just awful. And that was Dalton Reisner who got beat pretty quickly on that play. Theirs are still shit. Big shocker to no one. That's true. It's going to be 2nd and 20 now. I think he knows, but too depressed to change it. No, I changed it, Jim. I'm busy complaining. Bad Yoshi? Exactly. I know you want it to be 7-7, but it isn't. Yeah. And I think it's cool. Name reminds me of Yoshi and Mario Karts. Yeah. No, I get it. Just it was a bad play. Joe Burrow's getting oh my God, destroyed in the backfield once again. And I think it was Dalton Reisner again. Dalton Reisner looking like fucking trash today, guys. Let's see the fucking replay. Yep. Well, yeah, Reisner got, Eric Armstead's the one who got the sack, so technically that's Dalton Reisner getting beat there. Joe Burrow, oh no. No. Joe Burrow's sitting down on the field, y'all. He's got a trainer coming out, and he's looking like he's in a lot of pain. No. He's getting up. He's able to walk under his own power, so that's good. Fuck, what happened? Didn't look like anything severe happened. Might have gotten his ankle twisted a little bit. I don't know. Good Lord, I hope he's okay. Oh, man, that's not... Fuck. Fuck! I just hope he's okay. Tweaked it a little bit. Gonna be fine. Because we're fucked if not. And we are absolutely fucking fucked if not. It's gonna be a long season if he's hurt. Cowboys might be trash. Yeah, well, we're trash without Joe Burrow. Is the Jags defense that good, or is the Bengals just out of sorts? Well, the Jags defense is legitimately, like, their defensive line. We knew that was going to be a problem going into this game. I was just hoping that the way the Bengals offensive line handled the Browns defensive line was a good sign, but it appears to be a complete fucking mirage this week. Like, the offensive line is absolutely looking like fucking garbage right now. Like, I'm so fucking, I don't even know what to say right now. Like, we can't get anything done like this, man. Like, we just cannot get anything done like this. My heart, yeah, you probably can. The Kitty Goes Meow primary logo, the head of the stripe B. You're using the head like you do on your website, but I'm used to the stripe B. Yeah, it's because I don't like the stripe B, John. I've always I mean, I know I'm wearing it right now, but that's just because that's what the logo is. But I've never been a big fan of the B logo. I think it's a bad logo. So I use the tiger head logo as much as I can. I don't like the B head logo. I try to avoid using that when I can. I don't like the B. I think I always thought it was lazy. You know, I don't like it. Good news is Joe Burrow's walking off under his own power, and he's got a trainer with him. He's going into the medical tent to see what happened, but the good news is he's able to walk fine. So Jake Browning's going to come out and try to save the day. Let's see. From the 35-yard line, Chase Brown's going to take the handoff on 3rd and 25. They're just basically punting at this point. That's probably the right move, honestly. Just like don't do anything disastrous. You know, Joe Burrow's out. You're not gonna like Jake Browning's probably not gonna dial up. Don't put Jake Browning under the pressure that he's got to get 25 yards on this play. Give him some time to adjust mentally to what's happening. If Joe Burrow is indeed out, and if not, then hopefully Joe Burrow just comes back out on the next drive. All right, well, punting from the 40. God, even the punt team can't fucking stop the rush. That's a good job on the tackle, though. It's Josh Newton, right? Josh Newton on the tackle. Oh, I'm sorry, it's Taj Brooks. Taj Brooks looking like a really good tackler, despite being a running back. But he's been doing that a lot so far. Like last week, he had a really good special teams tackle, and there's another one. Taj Brooks on the tackle. Jaguars going to get the ball at like the 13-yard line. Hopefully the defense better be fired the fuck up right now. That's all I got to say. After watching Joe Burrow go down like that. Touchdown, 20-0 Bills. I walked out of the room. What happened? Joe Burrow got hurt, Dan. He was clearly in pain in his knee. Did walk off the field under his own power. So the hope is that he's okay. But Joe Burrow's getting eaten alive behind. Like, our offensive line is absolute garbage today, which is a change from last week. And Joe Burrow, his leg paid the price. Look at the scoreboard. It says it's all done. I don't know about that. Now, that was a bad play right there. Trevor Lawrence throwing the ball to Travis Hunter. It just bounces off of his hands. The Bengals got away with one there because there's a flag on the play on the Jaguars. So, illegal shift on the Jaguars. That penalty's declined. They'll take it to second down. What's wrong with kickers today? So many missed field goals and extra points in the red zone. Yeah, I think they really are trying to make, I think, field goals harder and more interesting. I think is what the NFL is doing, Richard. Is Joe okay? I hope so, man. I really hope so. I'll maybe on the commercial break I'll look up and see if I can find anything on Twitter. 2nd and 10, Trevor Lawrence, and he's just gonna hand that ball off, and the Bengals let him get like 4 yards. That was a running play all day. You had no fucking it was such an obvious running play, and the defense just still lets him get 4 yards. Like, you can do better than that. Prefer the cat head too. In fact, I'd like to see the team have a black alternate helmet with the tiger. I don't want the black alternate helmet, Jay. I don't agree with that. Well, no, you know what? As an alternate, that's fine. I wouldn't want that to be the main one, but as an alternate, sure. Yeah, that's fine. Black alternate. That's fine. I don't personally, I'm not that interested in it. There's a flag on the play, but it's intercepted! It's intercepted once against the second interception of the day, and that's Jordan Battle. And I think that's going to be holding on the Jaguars anyway. But there's a flag on the play, and I think that's going to be on the Jaguars. And so that's going to be phenomenal field position. That's illegal shift again on the Jaguars, by the way. Jordan Battle with the pick. And, boy, the defense is looking like Swiss cheese, but they can get turnovers, and I guess that's what really matters at the end of the day. It was really the turnovers that were inside of us all along. And now we'll get to see if Joe Burrow is healthy or if I am going to cry, right? That's what we're going to see. This is not a drill. The Giants lead 13-3 over the Cowboys. Wouldn't it just be fucking hilarious? Joe Burrow is going into the locker room, and I want to die. I want to die. Oh, boy. Hopefully they're just being cautious. He is walking under his own power, limping a little bit. Nope, now he's not. He was, now he's not. Jake Browning out there, 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. It's going to be a jet sweep to Jamar Chase, and that actually worked out pretty well. It's about an 8-yard gain. Not bad. Lions just missed a 55-yarder. Well, that's a 55-yarder, John. Mark, you beat me to it. Sam Darnold still sucks seeing ghost interceptions and the Steelers having in the red zone. I hate everything. I hate everything. I really do. Truly hate everything. I told people Sam Darnold comeback was a fluke. Yeah. I wanted to believe, Richard. Blue Kitties also just got an interception. Well, we got an interception. 2nd and 3, Jake Browning out there in the pistol formation. Let's see if he can do something here. It's just going to be a handoff, though. And it's going to be about a yard gain. Chase Brown. Not much there. Oh, man. I cannot deal with Joe Burrow being hurt, guys. I just cannot. I don't want to live in that world. I don't want to live in that world. I can't live in that world. I just can't. He's limping to the locker room. Bengals team officials feared Joe Burrow suffered a tear or rupture of his Achilles tendon. So he's out for the game. Chase Brown takes the handoff, and he does pick up the first down. Good Lord. I hate everything. I hate everything. I hate everything. I hate fucking everything. I hate everything. I really, truly, unbelievably, and utterly hate everything. Maybe this is a bad year that gets you a better coach than Zach Taylor. Dude, I think Zach Taylor's a fine coach, but I can't see him surviving if we don't have Joe Burrow this year. Jake Browning's going to roll out to the right on first down. He's going to try to throw. He's just got to throw it away. Hey, you know what? I'll give Jake Browning some credit there. That's the one thing Joe Burrow has not been doing this year is throwing the ball away when he needs to. So I'm just trying to make myself feel better. I really am. 2nd and 10. If Burrow is out. Dude, you know what? I'll tell you one thing. If the Bengals... I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm not predicting this in any way. But if for whatever reason the Bengals made the playoffs with Jake Browning, Zach Taylor would get like a, lifetime extension probably. 2nd and 10 from the 20-yard line, shotgun formation. Jake Browning gets fucking sacked. And that wasn't his fault at all. That was just Amarius Mims getting fucking toasted on that play. Man, the pass rush is just killing us right now. Keeps getting injured every season. Well, not every season, but most of the seasons, yes. Oh, man. I'm just fucking beside myself. I really am. It might not look like it. It might just look like I'm depressed, but internally. What was that throw? He was just throwing it away, Richard. That's all it was. Or you're watching like the Patriots game, aren't you? Browning has a 70% career completion rate, so we can have hope. Not the way he's playing right now. Although there's a completion. He's got it to Jamar Chase, and that's got most of the yards back. It is going to be 4th down. But you know what? With like 4 minutes left to go, I say go for it. Fuck it. Fuck it. You got Jake Browning out there now. Joe Burrow's hurt. Like, let's just fucking go for it. You know what? Let's just throw everything on the fucking field. I don't know. You also don't want to destroy Jake Browning's confidence either, so I don't know. Yeah, they're going to go for the field goal. Fuck it. Joe's health is more important, but without Burrow being able to play, my 7-leg parlay is done, so he needed to throw for 201 yards minimum. Yeah, Jay, I know. Well, Evan McPherson made the field goal at least. All right, well, so it's not... The defense can get better than... in this game, we've still got a shot. Joe Burrow or no Joe Burrow. But if Joe Burrow tore his Achilles, then we're fucked this season. Like, we're just out. It's over. It's already, like, it's fucking over before it began, man. Like, man, I was hoping. I had some real hope for this season, but it's gone if Joe Burrow's out. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I think we could probably still do okay with Jake Browning, but if anything, I think all that's really going to do is end up with a worse draft pick. Maybe you get some momentum for next year by having better results than you were hoping for. But Super Bowl's off the table. First of all, Super Bowl's off the table if Joe's out. Hopefully, like I said though, he's okay. They fear that it's a rupture. But hopefully Monday comes back and it's just a sprain. He's out like a week or two, I don't know, but I think he's out. I think he's completely gone today. I'm on red zone, so I get the plays 20 seconds after they happen. So if you were talking about Jake Browning then that pass was what he needed to do. He needed to get rid of the ball, which is one thing Joe Burrow has not been doing the way he should be doing this year. So I'm not saying that Jake Browning is better than Joe Burrow. I'm saying in that one scenario, live to fight another day is something Joe Burrow has not been good at this year. I will say one thing. If Joe Burrow is hurt, then I might be done with Zach Taylor, completely. Because, that's the only thing left. You've gotten rid of everybody else. And, Zach Taylor's the head coach. You can't really blame all of the offensive line struggles on him. And I guess it could be Duke Tobin's fault. But, Duke Tobin got talented guys. They're out there. You got a different offensive line coach this year. So, if the offensive line is just bad again, then that's got to be on Zach Taylor. Who the hell else is it on? Who is your upcoming schedule? Can you get by without Burrow? We can get by, Richard, but like I said, Super Bowl's over. Can we make the playoffs with Jake Browning? If the defense gets better, then maybe. But we're not going to win a Super Bowl with Jake Browning. I tell you that right now. It's going to be a kickoff into the end zone. If Jake Browning is our quarterback so on the thought process, like Tua, why have an injury-prone quarterback without a decent backup? Well, Jake Browning's a decent backup. Jake Browning has proven that he can play decently in Joe Burrow's stead. It's just it's you're not going to replace Joe Burrow. You're just not. It's like if the Bills lost Josh Allen, you're done, right? Okay. Can we beat the Vikings with Jake Browning? It really depends on how the defense plays. The Broncos, maybe. Because I think there's a flag on the play. Is that going to be pass interference on the Bengals? I don't think it should be. 'Cause that was a great that was a really good defensive play there. Illegal shift on the Jaguars. Dude, the Jaguars are just illegal shifting all over the place, and most of them have been declined so far. They've had 3 illegal shifts, 2 of which have been declined, because the Bengals had good defensive plays anyway. Touchdown Steelers lead 14-7. Boo. What in the hell just happened in Arlington? 4 offsetting penalties resulting in replay of a third down. Oh. That's weird. 2nd and 10. It's going to be a handoff. And there you go. There you go. Nice job. Nice job. They give him about 2 yards. They probably should have only given him about a half a yard. Shamar Stewart, with the tackle attempt, ends up pushing him forward about 1.5 yards. But hey, you know what? 3rd and 7. If the defense can get off the field here, then that shows incredible progress. And you can take some solace in that, right? 14-10. Like, I mean, this game's on the table. That's the thing. This game's on the table. Without Joe Burrow, I don't feel good about, like without Joe Burrow for the whole rest of the season, I feel like, I have no confidence left. But in this game, we can win it with Jake Browning, I think. And not if they're going to let Washington get a fucking play like that. Good Lord. What? Was that Dax Hill? I think that was Dax Hill on the coverage. Oh, my God. Well, the defense was looking really good, but then they let a 50-yard fucking play go. Yeah, Dax Hill was just not prepared for being in coverage there. He wasn't set in his position at all. Poor communication, poor adjustment. Man. What are you doing, Dax Hill? Can't even make the tackle when he does get to him. Fuck. Trevor Lawrence from the 22-yard line. Going to fake the handoff, and it was a good play action there, actually. Nice, and that's another interception for Dax Hill. Whoa, on the ricochet. That was a great job by, I think, Geno Stone to knock that ball away, and Dax Hill comes up with the 3rd fucking interception. Let's go! With 1:53 left to go in the half, and I'm sorry, that was actually Geno Stone who made the interception, not Dax Hill. It was DJ Turner who knocked that ball away? Yes, it was DJ Turner who knocked that ball away from Travis Hunter, and he knocked it right to Geno Stone, and that is another turnover for the Bengals defense, which has looked like Swiss cheese today, but keeps getting the ball turned over to the offense. So if, like I said, the Bengals have a chance to win this game with Jake Browning. Will they? I don't know. But they have a chance to get some momentum with Jake Browning and win this game. So let's see what they can do. But to finish my thoughts from earlier, my concern about the season without Joe Burrow is this upcoming, next 2 upcoming games, we got the Vikings and the Broncos. I think Jake Browning can go toe to toe with Bo Nix. I don't know if he can go toe to toe with JJ McCarthy, looking like what I expect JJ McCarthy to be this year. But we'll see. The Lions, I don't think Jake Browning's beating the Lions, guys. The Packers, there's no fucking way Jake Browning's beating the Packers, not with the way our offensive line looks. I have concerns about playing the Steelers with Jake Browning. Probably can beat the Jets and the Bears. It's possible they beat the Steelers, but I'd be pretty surprised if they won both games. Patriots, they can beat the Patriots. So they might have a little bit of a stretch here after they go through a really tough beginning of the season. So, if they can pull this game off, right? So they're 2-0. Go play the Vikings next week. I don't know if I expect them to win with Jake Browning under center. But with Jake Brown, let's just say realistically, a realistic prediction would be Vikings win. So the Bengals go to 2-1. They can beat the Broncos, so let's say they beat the Broncos, so they're 3-1. Then they lose back-to-back games against the Lions and Packers, because I think that seems pretty likely in that scenario. Maybe the Lions, I don't know, because the Lions haven't looked as good as we thought they were going to this year. We'll see. But point being, I'm expecting them to be about 3-3 after that game. Then they got Steelers, Jets, Bears, Steelers, and I would think, even with Jake Browning, they can probably go 3-1 in that stretch. So that put them at 6-4. Beat New England, that's 7-4. Ravens, with Jake Browning, they'll get obliterated by the fucking Ravens. So that's 7-5. Bills, they'll probably lose 7-6. They'll lose to the Ravens 7-7. Maybe they win one of those Ravens games. I don't know. And then you're 8-6, right? Dolphins, they'll beat the Dolphins. Cardinals, they'll beat the Cardinals. And then Browns, I mean, if they're fighting for a playoff spot, they might beat the Browns. So, I mean, I could see like a 9-8 finish. I could even potentially see like a 10-7 finish. If they do really well. There's a flag on the play, and it's another illegal shift, I think, on the Jaguars. Yep, that's I think another illegal shift on the fucking Jaguars. Raising your kids to be a Bears fan should constitute as child abuse. Well, I'm raising my kid to be a Bengals fan. I don't know if that's much better, honestly, Richard. That's another decline because the defense did a good job of stopping Trevor Lawrence there. So the Bengals are going to... So the 4 times the Jaguars have been called for illegal shift, 3 of which the Bengals have declined. That's crazy. Trevor's got interceptions, but Jake and the Bengals offense needs to take advantage of the mistakes to win. They sure do, Jay. We'll see what happens. But with the way the Jaguars' defensive line is playing, I don't know if they're going to get a chance for that. Any update on Joe? I'm pretty sure he's out for the game, Jeff. As far as beyond that, I don't know. There's fear. I think that's holding on the Jaguars. Yeah, it's easy holding on the Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence throws, and that's going to be a Trevor Lawrence threw past the line of fucking scrimmage. What the hell? Unless, the only thing is if they call offsides on the Bengals here. I mean, the Jaguars were holding Trey Hendrickson to hell and back on that play. Trevor Lawrence throws after he crosses the line of scrimmage. There's nothing the Bengals could have done, I don't think, at the beginning of that play that would offset all those penalties, right? That's Jake Browning against the Broncos defense. Yeah, I know, Mark, but I think the way our defense is playing, I think they can probably take advantage of Bo Nix. That's my hope. It's the second quarter, by the way. I don't even know if I fucking care, Jim. I mean, I do, but... All right, there's no foul. Illegal shift is declined on... So another illegal shift on the Jaguars. And then Trevor Lawrence throwing past the line of scrimmage. Well past the line of scrimmage, by the way. I think is the penalty that gets accepted there. Illegal forward pass. And Trevor Lawrence is very upset about that. But I don't know if he's saying the Bengals should have gotten a penalty or something. He can't be arguing that he wasn't past the line of scrimmage because he was so far past the line of scrimmage. Let's see. You got 1 yard. He was 2.5 yards past the line of scrimmage before he threw that ball. Maybe he was trying to argue that it was illegal contact. I don't know. Cam Little coming out for the field goal attempt now. The fact that they even held him to a field goal after that big fucking play earlier is, the defense is doing, they're doing better than they did last year, let's put it that way. Touchdown, Titans tie the game versus Rams at 10-10. I'll go through the scores here in a second, Jim, but yeah. Titans, Rams, I'm not sure too many people are paying attention to that game, but maybe Rams fans. All right, and the snap is mishandled, but he does get the kick away, and so that's going to be now a 7-point lead for the Jaguars. So the defense, to their credit, is doing their damnedest to try to keep the Bengals in this game, but with Jake Browning under center, as much as I like Jake Browning, as much as he is one of the better backup quarterbacks in the NFL, the way that the offensive line's playing right now, I don't know if you could have Nick Foles in his fucking prime coming out here and playing well, Because Joe Burrow was playing like trash, too. Touchdown, Dolphins. I mean, he was getting going a little bit, but, touchdown, Dolphins now trail at the half 15-14. The Broncos defense is one of the top units. I know, Mark. I figure it's probably going to be a defensive game. But I think, I think if the Bengals play conservatively on offense, they can probably beat the Broncos with their defense if the defense plays like this, right? They can goad the Broncos into turnovers, and I'm not saying they will win. I'm saying they could win. I'm not whereas they're not going to beat the Ravens. I'd be shocked if they beat the Ravens. The Bills, they're not going to beat the Bills, right? I don't think there's a really a chance in hell that they sweep the Steelers. The Packers, there's no way they beat the Packers. I'm skeptical about the Lions, and I even have some concerns about the Vikings. But the Broncos, I think they could beat the Broncos. I'm not saying they will. I'm just saying they could. You know, like it's on the table that they could beat the Broncos. So, you know, best case scenario here, like everything goes perfectly for the Bengals. They could come away 10-7 and make the playoffs. They could with Jake Browning. Will they? I don't think so, because that's assuming everything goes perfectly. You got to assume some things won't go perfectly. You're going to lose games you're not supposed to lose. You know, I don't know how many games you're going to be winning that you're not supposed to win with Jake Browning under center. So most likely you're looking at 8-9, another 8-9 season, and I mean, if the Bengals make the playoffs with Jake Browning starting the whole season, maybe Zach Taylor gets his job saved. I don't know, and probably he does. Honestly, there's no way you fire the head coach after you make the playoffs, right? Unless they get obliterated in the first round. But even then, I don't think the Bengals would, right? I think some teams would fire their head coach even if they make the playoffs, but they get obliterated in the first round because of other things. But I don't think the Bengals would, right? So, I mean, Zach's got to do a hell of a coaching job the rest of the season, though, if he does not have Joe Burrow. There's a nice return there by Samaje Perine. Gets the ball down to the 41-yard line. So, I mean, this team has not quit without Joe Burrow. They're fighting for Joe, you know? Hopefully the offensive line can get their shit together, because the offensive line has just been a disaster, and now Joe Burrow's hurt. And we don't know what's going on with Joe Burrow. But, all right, Browning, shotgun formation. He's going to throw the ball. It's a screen pass to Jamar Chase, and he makes a couple guys miss down to the 45, 40, 35, where he gets pushed out of bounds. There you go. There you go. Where the hell was this when Joe Burrow was on the field, guys? Where the hell was this when Joe Burrow was on the field? Good Lord. But, hey, they get it done. Get it done whatever way you got to get it done, all right? Great play by Jamar Chase there. Good job. I am not seeing any major updates on Joe Burrow, by the way. Other than, like I said, the last thing I saw was somebody on Twitter saying it's feared to be an Achilles, but I don't know how reputable that source was, too, to be fair. Haven't seen that, repeated by Adam Schefter or anything. Shotgun snap for Jake Brown, and he rolls back. He throws, and that's, T. Higgins getting mugged on that play. We sure that's not pass interference? I don't know. That was a good throw by Jake Browning. I think, I don't know. Let me see this. 22 Jones there. Yeah, dude, that was pass interference. Come on. Come on. T. Higgins was trying to go back and get that ball. Dude wasn't even looking for it, and he's just, pushing him forward. Come on. I don't like that play. I don't like that no call. That's pass interference. Come on. Jake Browning is going to be another wide receiver screen for Jamar Chase, and he gets tackled in the backfield. All that momentum, gone. Now you're just hoping that they don't lose because they're in field goal range, now you're just hoping they don't get out of that. Evan McPherson's warming up for the field goal attempt here. Are they gonna punt and just run? No, they're not gonna run the ball. No, they're bringing Samaje Perine in from wide. Don't run the ball, man. Okay, they're not gonna run the ball. Jake Browning, shotgun snap. He's gonna throw it, and it's intercepted. It's nobody even in the fucking vicinity. He just threw it to a fucking group of Jaguars players. What are you doing, Jake? What the fuck? What the fuck, Jake? The good news is the offense is, looking somewhat competent even with Jake Browning. But, man, with the way the defenses look today, if they don't keep getting turnovers, then they can't stop the Jaguars. So, I mean, yeah. It's going to be a long fucking season if Joe Burrow's hurt, y'all. If Joe Burrow tore his Achilles, I don't even know what to do at that point. Like, Amarius Mims is hurt too. Shit. Trevor Lawrence, shotgun snap. A little bit of pressure. That helps. Trey Henderson trying to chase him down. Can't do it. Trevor Lawrence going to throw it up. And that is... Oh, no! What? What? That was batted away. Batted away by the Bengals defender there. And caught on the ricochet by Travis Hunter. In the same way it was intercepted earlier. That was looking like... That was almost... Cam Taylor-Britt was looking like he was almost going to have a chance of intercepting that one. And Travis Hunter intercepted it. That's what happened. That was intended for Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter catches it on. Nope, it hit the ground. That is not a catch. That is not a catch. Okay, good. So it's a good play by Cam Taylor-Britt. Almost incredibly unfortunate, but it did hit the ground. Okay. Whew. Trevor Lawrence, shotgun snap. He's going to throw it short and fucking 8-yard gain. De'Ami Brown on the 8-yard gain. 3rd and 2 coming up. Touchdown Bears. 14-21 now. Lions still up, except for Bills 20-3. Every game is one score. Put you up real quick. Yep. The Reds are in the wild card race. It's halftime. Cool. I didn't even realize it was halftime. Sweet. So that's why the Bengals were playing it so soft there. All right. Good Lord, I cannot type. All right, well, we are at halftime, and maybe we can reset our emotions a little bit. And we can talk about what happened. Reds are nowhere close to the wild card race. Well, Mark says they're... You know what, Jim? I've been hearing that the Reds are in the wild card race. I mean, I don't really watch baseball, but local people around here tell me that there's a chance, so maybe there's a chance. I don't know. Even though he played in the preseason, Jake is looking like a rusty backup. Hopefully he can shake off and be as decent as he was in the past. Well, I'll tell you, the last time we saw Jake Browning in the regular season, he looked kind of like this. So I don't know if I entirely agree with that, Jay. They are literally a game and a half back of the Mets. Exactly. Yeah, so they're... Yeah, that's what I've been hearing, right? All right, well... Now, the good news is the Bengals get the ball first. The other good news is they're driving. The offense is still doing pretty okay outside of the pass rush. Outside of pass blocking, the offense is doing okay with Jake Browning. Maybe this game. This game. I'm not talking about the rest of the season yet. I'll talk about that here in a second. But just this game, the Bengals can take this one, right? This one game, the Bengals can take this one. I'm not, without Joe Burrow, I'm not feeling good about the season at all, y'all. I've been so excited about the progression of this channel and the things that we're going to be potentially doing this season. And for that to happen, man, it's like a kick in the fucking nuts, I mean, that's not going to stop me from putting out content on this channel and stuff, and I watch football and Bengals games and do whatever I got to do, day in and day out, and we're going to be here no matter what. But without Joe Burrow, man, I don't even know what you're going to do. 16 games behind the Brewers. It's about the wild card race, Jim. It's not about winning the division at this point. I don't know much about baseball, and I know that they're not going to catch the Brewers. Like, I know that. All right. Should I start watching baseball? Like, if Joe Burrow's hurt, I might just need to start watching baseball. That might be maybe I'll become a soccer channel. I don't know. Pay attention to FC Cincinnati and Manchester City, right? Big fan of both of those teams, and both those teams are pretty good. So, John says watch baseball. Well, you know what, John? I would if baseball was any good. But it's not, so I don't know about that. Soccer's good, too. I do like soccer. Soccer's tough to watch, though, because, FC Cincinnati games don't get the kind of like play on television that Bengals games get. And then, like, I would love to watch Manchester City games, but you don't get those at all here in America. So, I don't think I could. Plus, I'll be honest, I'm not as knowledgeable about soccer as I played soccer. I'm more knowledgeable about soccer than probably half of my audience is. But I would be targeting a new soccer fan audience by doing that, and I don't think I would be able to be knowledgeable about soccer from from that perspective. Like, I'm not an authority on soccer at all. I just like watching it. You can be a Philadelphia Union fan. That's not happening, Dan. MLS is on Apple. I don't like streaming services. I'm not. I only reason I'm signed up with Amazon right now is because me and Mikey already committed to doing Thursday Night Football, and I'm not about to go back on my word. So I don't really have another choice. If I got to pay for the Amazon thing to do Thursday Night Football, then I'm going to pay for Amazon to do Thursday Night Football. It's gonna do what I got to do. But I'm not happy about it. All these streaming services, I feel like I should be able to watch, football on TV if I'm going to pay to watch football on TV. If I wasn't getting the discount right now, which I got from Urinating Tree, you might want to go check out his channel and get his code or whatever. But if I wasn't getting the discount right now, I don't even know if I'd be paying for YouTube TV. I might consider doing it just because it helps with the channel. But that's about the only reason I would do it. Is for the channel. I don't think I would pay for YouTube TV on my own. I love watching the Bengals, but I'm not about to be extorted here for any reason other than the fact that I already committed to streaming these games on my channel, right? But I'm not about to be extorted by the NFL for, just that. That's bullshit, the way they treat their fans. NFL, the fucking Marines, who are 70 and 79, are 6 games back of the final... No, the Marlins, okay. Back of the final wild card spot held by the Mets. Hey, Majestic. Haven't seen you all year. Is Burrow hurt? Sure is. Yep, a long time no see, man. Burrow is hurt. He is feared to have a torn Achilles, pending an MRI. So the hope is that it's just a sprain or something, and that it'll be all right. But if he's got a torn Achilles, it's over. Season's over. Not really. The playoffs are. I'll go through the schedule here in a second, but with Jake Browning, making the playoffs is still a possibility, because the defense is, to their credit, being quite opportunistic today. They do look improved from last year, and if Jake Browning can get something going with this team, then maybe Jake Browning with more time can actually make the playoffs like he almost did a couple years ago. But Super Bowl's off the table with Jake Browning. I'll tell you that right now. I feel good about the Bengals, potentially winning with a relatively simpler schedule than they've had in the past with Jake Browning. But the problem is the second they get to the playoffs, I don't even know if they win the first playoff game with Jake Browning. Maybe, depends on who they're playing. But here's the thing, Jaguars, they could come back and win this game. It's totally on the table the way the defense is playing. The Vikings, that's going to be a tough one. But, depending on which version of J.J. McCarthy we'll see, I don't know what's going to happen there. The Broncos, with the Broncos offense, it's going to be a very defensive game in theory. And if the Bengals defense can just be more opportunistic, then it's possible we steal a win in that one. Lions, it depends, It really depends because we thought the Lions were going to be better, but they haven't looked great this year so far. Packers, we're going to lose that game. Steelers, I can't imagine we'll beat the Steelers twice, right? So it's at least one loss there. Jets, we can beat the Jets, maybe. We'll see how that goes. But the Jets is a maybe. Most of these games are maybes though with Jake Browning. It's not for sure losses outside of the Packers, right? And then the Bills later on. But Bears, we can beat the Bears. Steelers, like I said, I think they might. They could win one of those games, lose one of those games. We'll see what happens. Patriots, also because Aaron Rodgers historically isn't great against the Bengals. That's another thing to think about. Patriots, now those are totally different eras to be fair, but Patriots, they can beat the Patriots, right? There's no reason they can't beat the Patriots. Ravens is going to be tough. I wouldn't be shocked to see him get swept by the Ravens. But then again, you never know. You know, the Ravens are notorious for, you know, making every game winnable for the opponent, or most games winnable for the opponent. So, you know, it just depends on the coaching job. And, you know, Zach Taylor might be coaching for his career right now without Joe Burrow. So maybe he pulls something out of his hat. Bills, I don't think they'll beat the Bills. Dolphins, they can beat the Dolphins. Cardinals, Browns. You have that 3-game stretch at the end of the season. They could beat the Dolphins, Cardinals, Browns pretty simply. You know, those are all 3 teams that could totally be out of contention by that time too. So, you know, it's a lot of maybes. I don't see any games that I definitely think the Bengals win with Jake Browning, but there's a lot of maybes. And so it's like, you know, 9-8, 10-7. That's a, you know, that's on the optimistic side of realistic for the Bengals with Jake Browning, but that's realistic, you know. The Super Bowl, that's probably not going to happen unless you have like a Nick Foles type of fucking insane type of thing, but, you know, I mean, the season's not necessarily over, but maybe I'm also maybe just simply saying that because I have to do the games anyway and I need something to watch. I don't know. Mark, you might be an optimist even by some miracle they do. Reds won't do nothing in the playoffs. I don't disagree with most of the things you're saying, Jim, other than the fact that you're saying the Reds aren't in contention, because they are in contention. But, like, being down on the Reds, I'm down on the Reds. But I also don't watch baseball, so. How the Bengals doing? We suck. Joe Burrow's hurt, Mikey. Joe Burrow might have ruptured his Achilles. That's how we're doing. Should it surprise you the Aints suck? Yeah, I did say that. Premier League teams like Manchester City play on the weekends on USA Network. Okay. 6:30 a.m., 9 a.m. Play on the weekends on Sunday morning. Well, I'm not going to stop doing football games. Most games are on Saturdays. I can't. My wife would kill me, dude, if I took both weekends to not spend time with her. So I can't do that and do football. I'm not going to stop doing football, to be clear. But, you know, maybe I can maybe I stream a Manchester City game here and there, especially if this season's fucking going to be without Joe Burrow. Maybe I need something to make me happy. I don't know. The Mets are on an 8-game losing streak. So there you go. Put Jake Browning in the thumbnail. I'm not changing the thumbnail again, Conley. That was a pain in the ass enough process. The Reds are 16 games behind the Brewers and 3rd in the division. Okay, Jim, it's not about the division. It's about the wild card. I'm here for you. Thanks, Majestic. Phone died. How bad is the injury? I don't know. It's quote feared to be a ruptured Achilles. But hopefully they're just being cautious and the MRI turns out negative on Monday. That's my hope. But I'm hoping against hope too, you know, like, I mean, it worked out for Jordan Love a couple years ago where we thought he ruptured, I think, an Achilles, and it turned out it was just a sprain. So I'm hoping that's what we get with Joe Burrow, but man, if he's out, talk about that's something within reach. It's definitely within reach. And I'm saying the Reds won't do zip even if they get to that last spot. But Jim, we're not talking about whether they do anything in the playoffs. We're talking about whether they get in the playoffs right now. Maybe they get to that last spot. I mean, that's totally reasonable. London, UK is 6 hours ahead of me in Central Time Zone. I don't always get up for a 6:30 game. That's too early for me. The games on Sunday are like around 8 and 10 or 11. All times are Central. Yeah, I don't think I could do both and, you know, still like not make my wife want to kill me. So probably not, John, but you know, maybe one day I'll consider it. I'm not a morning person, so I don't like the time difference. I'm definitely not a morning person. I promise you that. If you're gonna have me coming in for an 8 a.m. stream, this is gonna be me the whole time. Hey guys, I'm here. We're getting ready to start this game. I want to go back to bed. You might see me injecting coffee into my veins for the next 3 hours, but... oh, look, the guy's playing soccer now and kicks the ball. Oh, that was a good kick. Oh, that was a bad kick. That guy, that was offsides. What the hell? That was definitely offsides. That, whatever. All right. Yeah, they kicked it out of bounds, though, so it's fine. All right, City's driving down the field now, and they got a good. That's a good cross, and it's petered out. Okay, that this 8 a.m. games would not be good for me at all. I promise you that. Left toe injury, the turf toe, right? Chase Brown fumbles the fucking kickoff. Samaje Perine fumbles the kickoff. He gets back on top of it, so okay. Look at the MLB wild card and regular standings and explain to me how in the living hell the Twins aren't eliminated from playoff contention. I promise you I could not do that, Mark. I don't understand how any of that works. I don't even know how many games there are left, Questionable. Not according to any standings you look up. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, we're talking about baseball too much right now. Jake Browning's going to hand the ball off to Chase Brown, and he gets about 5 yards. About 5 yards? I think he got 5 yards. He did. Okay, cool. Obviously, I want Burrow to be okay, but if he can't go for a while, would you consider folding the tent and desiring scouting of top-notch offensive linemen and defensive beasts in the 26th draft? No, Jay. No, because we've already got top-notch offensive linemen. If they still can't protect people, then it's a coaching problem. It's not a talent problem. Defensive, sure, but we'll see. Chase Brown spins out of a tackle. Nice play there, and he picks up a first down. About a 6-yard run there. There you go. Offense coming alive a little bit more lately. Got to give him credit for that. No Joe Burrow's injury, left toe. Oh, Joe Burrow's injury is a left toe injury. It's his left toe. It's not his Achilles. Don't give me hope, Richard. Don't give me hope, Richard. I mean, he's out for today, but I still think we can win this game with Jake Browning, and Joe Burrow comes back, then season's back on, people. All right, Jake Browning, he's going to wind up. He throws wide open Jamar Chase down to the 39-yard line before he goes out of bounds. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Richard, don't you fucking dare give me hope. False hope, anyway. Don't you dare give me false hope. That came from Bengals Twitter. Ooh, Richard, you're going to piss me off. But I do need some hope, to be fair. That's me too. This morning I woke up at 7 a.m. for some reason. I wasn't planning to, but I woke up just in time for pregame, went down the stairs, watched the pregame, went back to sleep. So you didn't even watch the game? All right, Jake Browning's going to pitch the ball out to Chase Brown, who almost actually gets through that hole, but gets tripped up. Dives forward for like 3 or 4 yards, though, so I love the baseball talk. That's nice, John. I just can't keep up with the baseball talk. Like, I don't want to do baseball talk because I don't... Like, y'all can talk about baseball in the comments all you want. I'm just saying, like, I'm just going to click through them because I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know enough about baseball to talk about it. Field goal, Dolphins lead 17-15. It's such an inconsequential game, y'all. Since July 28th, the Mets are 14-29. I hope the Reds win the World Series. No, obviously not. Jamar Chase, there you go. Picks up the first down. Jake Browning's getting something going on this drive, y'all. Is my score prediction the same after Burrow's injury? Well, no. By the way, I absolutely fucking adore the Rolf profile picture you have there, Savage Lewis, or Louis 69, which is also a very funny name. But if you're not subscribed, feel free to subscribe. And answer your question, my score prediction, same after Burrow's injury. Well, we'd also have to get like 15 points, so I don't know. I might keep it. Jamar Chase, nice play. Gets out of a tackle and picks up about 9 yards. So, yeah, I don't know. I might keep it, Savage Louis. To be honest with you, the offense looks better right now with Jake Browning On this drive. On this drive. I want to make it absolutely clear. I'm talking about this drive. On this current drive, the Bengals offense looks a little bit better with Jake Browning than it did with Joe Burrow. And the defense has been opportunistic. So realistically, predicting the Bengals to win, I don't know. But it's still, maybe if the Bengals win, maybe it could be by that score. I don't know. Oh! Did he catch that ball? Mitchell Tinsley with the touchdown one-handed grab. Who? Mitchell who? And there's a flag on the play. I think that's going to be pass interference on the Jaguars too. Throw the pass interference. Maybe it wasn't pass interference, but that's definitely a touchdown grab. He gets both feet down. One-handed catch. Mitchell Tinsley out here looking like Odell Beckham Jr. What? What the fuck, Mitchell Tinsley? The preseason star looking like an absolute monster on that catch. And don't forget, there's a flag too. They're giving him the touchdown. Let's go. Let's see. Make sure he has got both feet down. One. No. Well, he got two of the same foot down. I think that counts, right? Comes down, and then you get the second foot down. I don't know. Here's the extra point, and the kick is going to be up. Hurry up. Fucking just go. I don't want to fucking challenge here. Okay, there you go. Kick is up. That's good. And Mitchell Tinsley with the absolute fucking highlight reel grab. The Bengals tie the game up. And what a ball from Jake Browning, too, guys. Oh, my God. God, that's the best offensive drive all day, and it's with Jake Browning behind fucking center. Good Lord! What are we even doing? Man, the Bengals tie the game up, and it's the third quarter, by the way. Sorry. I had a whole setup, y'all, and the setup, exploded on me before the game, so I had to redo everything, and now I've got this whole new thing. But I'll try to be better about keeping up with that shit. But we're quarter three. Mitchell Tinsley with the unbelievable touchdown grab. You gotta love it. And Jake Browning and Mitchell Tinsley had some good ones in the preseason. So it's good to see they still have that chemistry in this game. That's phenomenal. That is absolutely just, man, that makes you, and with you saying that Joe Burrow's got a toe injury and not a fucking Achilles injury, whoo, that hope's coming back, y'all. Like the life, but what was it? Somebody said earlier they saw the moment that my soul died or something like that. Well, it's resurrected now. I don't know how good I feel about it being resurrected, but hope's back. I didn't intend for hope to be back, but I think hope might be back now. Broke his heart. That's what it was. Broke his heart. Well, my heart might already be repaired. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But at least I can get through the rest of this fucking game with some semblance of feeling like there's something this season still matters. Cause I'm tired of Joe Burrow getting hurt and then just the season's fucking over. And then we've had 2 seasons where just Joe Burrow gets hurt and then the whole rest of the season's completely useless. And I really don't want this to be a third one, regardless of whether the Bengals are going to be Super Bowl contenders or not, I don't know. But I really just desperately want, he double tapped that same foot. And I don't know if that counts. Oh wait. Yeah, double tap. I do wonder, does double tapping the same foot count? Either way, even if he didn't get, even if that doesn't count and it's shouldn't have been a touchdown, and people are going to talk about that all, the whole rest of the fucking week. Even then, what a catch. Honestly, what a catch. I think everybody on the planet, except for Jaguars fans, wants that to be a catch. Nobody doesn't want that for Mitchell Tinsley, Maybe Steelers fans and Jaguars fans right now don't want that for Mitchell Tinsley. But everybody else on the planet wants that to be a catch. All right. And, ooh, nice kick coverage there. They get him down, I think, about the 19-yard line. Burrow is out for this. Oh, he's definitely out for this game, Jim. Burrow's definitely out for this game. And if it's a toe injury, then that feels a lot better. I fall asleep on the couch with the game on TV, low volume. Fair enough. Yeah, man, dude, I love your profile picture. I do. Like, I mean, look. You might not be able to see it here, but I got a quote from Rolf. My sister made me this: "The humble beat is the answer to all riddles." Rolf was one of my favorite characters in cartoon history. All right, it's gonna be a handoff to Etienne. The Bengals give him about 4 yards before they swallow him up. So that's a good run by Etienne. Less good by the Bengals defense, but yeah, I got Rolf in the background here. Love it. Touchdown Seahawks with the Steelers, tied with the Steelers 14-14. Let's go Seahawks! Make up for the fucking Super Bowl, man. That's Super Bowl. I'm still traumatized by that fucking Super Bowl. 20 years ago, and I'm still traumatized by that Super Bowl. Third quarter, it is now. Can confirm what Richard is saying. I don't know. Oh, the toe thing? All right. Trevor Lawrence, handoff. That's going to be, what's his name again? Tootie? Tootin? I think it's Tootin, right? Tootin gets about 3 yards. Yeah, Bashal Tootin. And I think that was TJ Slayton on the tackle. Those medicals need to be fired if they mistook a toe injury for an Achilles tendon. Well, I think it was, okay, I think... Because the Achilles is like right here at the bottom of your foot, right? So I can see how if he's having pain around that area of his foot, how it can be a toe injury could be mistaken for that. And maybe in the moment you can easily mistake it there. 3rd and 2, Trevor Lawrence. There you go. Trey Hendrickson gets the pressure and forces him to have a bad throw. And are they saying that's a fumble? Is Geno Stone about to get in the end zone? And that's a touchdown. If it is a fumble recovery, is that a scoop 6? I don't think so. I think they're saying that was a pass. But it's fine either way. The Jaguars are going to have to punt. Great play by Trey Hendrickson there. But they let him keep going. And Geno Stone doing a good job of, Geno Stone, frankly, doing a bad job of recovering that fumble. But on the second attempt, he recovers the fumble and then does a really good job of diving in the end zone. So had that been a fumble, then that would have been a great play, but it wasn't. Just like Joe Burrow's pass earlier was not a fumble, that was also not a fumble. So we got to be fair. I don't always want to be, but we got to be fair. Watch some of whose videos? Whose videos? Oh, the person you were... I see. All right. 23-3 Bills got that game. Well, duh. All right. Punt is away. The Bengals defense getting the job done on that drive. All right. Charlie Jones got some room to run. Down to the 20. 23 is about where he's going to go down. That's going to be about a 13-yard return. That's a good return. All right, Jake Browning, after the phenomenal connection with Mitchell Tinsley on that last drive for the touchdown. And the Bengals, I'm telling y'all, man, like, I'm just saying, you know. Now, okay, so at this point is my prediction 25-23 Cincinnati. Probably not the score just because it's 17-17 right now. Like, this would essentially require the Bengals getting a touchdown. Well, you know, I guess what you could get is if the Jaguars get a touchdown, like if this drive stalls out, whatever, and then the Jaguars get a touchdown, go ahead, and it's Jaguars get a touchdown, and then they go ahead, so that'd put them at 23-17, and then they miss the extra point, let's say, and then the Bengals get the ball back, do drive down the field, and get a touchdown. And then it would be it'd be tied 23-all. So no, you wouldn't go for a extra point there. You wouldn't go for the 2-point conversion there. You just go for the lead. You'd be crazy to go for the 2-point conversion there. Zach Taylor's crazy sometimes. He's not usually that crazy. So I would say we're approaching miracle territory for my score to be right. But I will point out, my score was almost dead on last week. I predicted the Bengals to win 17-10 over the Browns, and they won 17-16. They did let 6 more points than I gauged for. But, you know, I'm just saying, maybe my prediction on what the general score line will look like by the end of the game, maybe I'm not doing too bad at that this year, you know. I don't know who's winning as far as like basic predictions go between me and Mikey. If I had to bet, he's probably slightly ahead of me. But I'm not doing too bad on predicting these Bengals games. You know, and if the scoreline holds and the Bengals win, right? Like, you know, a little bit more scoring, but not like a gigantic like blowout at the end of the game here. Another Rams-Titans 13-13. Another tie game. Rams-Titans 13-13. Thogden is like the Tom Grossi of the EPL just in terms of sub numbers. Doesn't live stream every game. He did during COVID. Does a lot of vlogs. I might check him out then, John. I do like the EPL. His proper name is Scoop and Score. Oh, its proper name is Scoop and Score. Yeah. I know what the proper name is. I like the 6 moniker. All right, that's a nice pass to Yoshi. There you go, John. You can get excited now. Yoshi getting open for an 11-yard pass from Jake Browning. Yoshi. Gotta get that energy. Lamar Jackson finding a man wide open in the back of the end zone, and the Browns are supposed to have a good secondary, but they didn't look like it on that play. Well, big shock. The Ravens are doing well against not super well against the Browns. They're only winning, well, I mean, they're, you know, winning pretty decisively, but, you know. Chase Brown's going to take the handoff. He gets tackled in the backfield for a 1-yard loss. Nothing there. Giants up 13-10 on the Cowboys, which is funny. But the Cowboys are driving, so, you know, we'll see. Lions up 28-14 on the Bears. Looks like they finally got their shit together, so that's good for them. Bad news for the Bengals' schedule, though. 13-13, Rams-Titans tied up. Dolphins up 17-15 on the Patriots, which is interesting. Saints losing 16-7 to the 49ers, but they are in the red zone. Jake Browning rolls back, he throws, and that's caught by Noah Fant, who gets tackled immediately, but it is going to be about a 4-yard pickup, so it's going to be 3rd and 7 now. Bills up 23-3 on the Jets, good lord. Seahawks tied 14-14 with the Steelers. Let's go, Seahawks. And Ravens up 20-3 on the Browns. That's... Told y'all about those Saints, though. I mean, most of you guys know, but, you know, me and Mikey got a little bit of a bet going. And on Who Day versus Who Dat on Thursday Night Football next week, if the Saints lose, he's got to come in and give 5 reasons why the Falcons are better than the Saints. So that's going to be interesting. Hopefully I don't have to come in and answer for why Joe Burrow's hurt. Jake Browning rolling out of pressure. He's going to throw, and that is intercepted again. And he was under massive pressure. Good lord. God damn it. And he's running back. Nobody's able to get in his way. Eventually, Amarius Mims does, and the only good news about that is Amarius Mims was hurt earlier, and now he's not hurt. Jake Browning is not Joe Burrow. Like, you can't be making throws like that, buddy. He was just trying to get out of... He was going for Yoshi again, but he needed to throw it way better than that. Man, that was an awful throw. Rodgers threw an interception. Let's go. Fuck the Steelers. Bengals are going to make me believe. Hey, man. The Bengals defense has been all right in this game. So, you know, if the defense is going to have to win this game, that's the thing. Like, Jake Browning's not going to win this game. Jake Browning can maybe go get the points to win you the game. But the defense is going to have to, like, really step up without Joe Burrow in this game. So, they've done a pretty good job so far. It's 17-17. Trevor Lawrence, handoff, and man, what are you doing? Shamar Stewart, your whole thing is that you are a good run stopper. Man, he had him for a 4-yard loss in the backfield, and he lost him, and he ended up gaining about 7 yards on the play. What are you doing, Shamar? What a... the whole reason we drafted Shamar Stewart in the first round is because he's good against the run. Come on. It's only a 5-yard run, but still. Kamara is carrying them to relevancy. Are you sure? You sure that he's carrying them to relevancy? All right, it's a false start on the Jaguars. That is a false start on the Jaguars. So they're sloppy, and the defense takes advantage of the sloppiness. So that's helpful. So the Saints did get a touchdown. So it's they're still trailing 16-14 to the 49ers, though. So there you go. Patrick McCarry on the false start there. All right, come on, Captain. Bengals captain out there. Let's get this crowd ramped up. You know what? We got to expect that the offense is going to do some unpleasant things with Jake Browning under center, so the defense has got to come through. That's not an excuse. That's just the facts. All right. There's going to be a short pass there. Be a short pass there to Parker Washington. There's a screen pass, and it got him a couple yards, but, you know, it's 3rd down now, so can you get off the field, force him into a field goal type of situation? That would sure be nice. It would ruin my score prediction because, you know, 5 points at that point is so completely out of the realm of possibility. Especially if the Bengals are going to win, right? Well, no, I guess because the Bengals could get a safety. So, okay. Maybe there's a safety. Maybe a safety's coming. All right, and 1st down Jaguars. Run up the middle. About a 5-yard game, but that's enough for a 1st down. And we had a chance to win this with Jake Browning, but the defense has got to really come through here. And Jake Browning's also got to, like, take better care of the football. Like, that interception, 100% on Jake Browning. Like, not even, there's no, oh, Yoshi should have ran a better route. There's no, like, maybe the offensive line could have been a little better, but that they didn't tell him to throw that ball. So that was 100% on Jake Browning on that one. It's going to be a jet sweep to Travis Etienne, who gets taken down. Combination of Cam Taylor-Britt and Joseph Osai, but it's going to be an 8-yard gain. Okay. Bengal Jim is suggesting it might be a high ankle sprain for Joe Burrow, which is a massively better. And I think that Joe Burrow's out there on the bench now, too, instead of in the locker room. So maybe they feel okay about him. I don't know. It's going to be another screen pass, and just the fucking defense collapses. And Trevor Etienne gets in the end zone for a Jaguars touchdown. The only good news there is that it could potentially result in a missed extra point and a chance for the Bengals to get an 8-point touchdown. And then I'm right about my score prediction. Thank God I don't have to project Joe Burrow getting injured, because I'd probably just predict him to get injured every week at this point. All right, extra point is up, and it's good, and my score prediction is broken. Now, if the Bengals get to 25, I mean, my score prediction is still on the table. Touchdown, Cowboys lead 17-13, no joke. Why would that not be a joke? The Cowboys should beat the Cowboys theoretically should win that game, like, even without Micah Parsons. Like, they're playing the Giants, man. Played like shit yesterday? Who played like shit yesterday? Some college football team played like shit yesterday? I'm confused. Grateful this game's tied, but it's not tied anymore, Jay. But disappointing Browning has an interception-itis. As they say on social media, do better. Yeah, no, like, I mean, like, okay, so that first interception was not great. But that second interception was horrendous. Like, That interception did come back to bite them. The interception that Jake Browning just threw, yeah, it sure did, Jim. Sure did come back to bite them. That hot take right there. Lions up 28-14 on the Bears. Titans up 16-13 on the Rams. That's good news for them. Dolphins up 17-15 on the Patriots, and they're driving in the red zone, so that's good news for them. Saints are driving, looks like. Oh wait, I might just need to refresh. I think something's up with ESPN's shit right now, guys. Cowboys up 17-13 on the Giants. Lions up 31-14 on the Bears. Titans up 16-13 on the Rams. Dolphins up 20-15 on the Patriots. 49ers are driving again and still leading over the Saints. So, they're still more or less in control of that game. Bills up 23-3 on the Jets. Seahawks tied 14-14 with the Steelers. And they do have the ball, so hopefully they can get going. Browns have the ball 4th and 7 with a red zone on the Ravens, but it looks like they may have just given the ball away based off of what just happened on ESPN. But I don't know, because ESPN's whole fucking system is fucked right now. Play under review, though, so who knows? Something's going on in the Browns game where the play's under review. So, all right, kick is away. And it's going to be returned to the 30. Ooh, nice play there by Samaje Perine to just bowl through that guy. That's a nice return. Gets the ball out to about the 37-yard line before he gets taken down. Grok is saying it's a toe injury. I don't know how much I trust Grok, but Grok says it's a toe injury. Personal foul on the kicking team? Unnecessary roughness on the Jaguars? Okay. What happened? Oh, just a little bit of a scuffle at the end there. So, maybe the Bengals getting under the Jaguars' skin a little bit? That's a good sign for us. Joe Burrow's questionable to return, by the way. That's interesting. According to the Bengals 33 minutes ago, to be fair. You wonder, if it really is just a toe injury and he turns out okay, you wonder if Jake Browning can put this game... You wonder if they can get into a position with Jake Browning, which they are right now. They're only down 7 points. You wonder if Joe Burrow's healthy enough. You wonder if maybe they put Joe Burrow back in there and see what he can do. Because he was limping off the field. But if they're saying he's questionable to return, then that's interesting. Yeah, that just confirmed once again on the screen there. Joe Burrow questionable to return. 2nd and 7 is about a 1-yard gain on the run. Running into the kicker, Bengals get a second chance. Not if they keep playing offense like this. Good Lord. If they go 3 and out with the field position they had, then I don't even know what you'd say at that point. Oh, okay, so... No, it wasn't running into the kicker, Jim. It was unnecessary roughness on the... There was like a scuffle at the end of the play. It wasn't running into the kicker, though. But yeah, it did help. It did help. So the Bengals currently got the ball at the 42-yard line, 42.5-yard line. Jake Browning's under center with Samaje Perine in the backfield with him. Rolls back. He's got good protection. Throws. Wide open T. Higgins! And he shakes off the tacklers. Struts into the end zone like a fucking boss. Let's go! T. Higgins! Touchdown Bengals! Let's go, baby! Jake Browning getting the job done. And he's been erratic today, but he's had some real good ones. All right. Now let's see. Will the Bengals go for 2 for the sake of making me potentially right? Probably not. But, and in fact, I please don't, actually. Please just do not do that. Just extra point, take the points. Please fuck my prediction, honestly. Like, nobody cares about my prediction. All right, yep, Evan McPherson's coming out for the extra point attempt. Kick is up, and that is good. Bengals tie the game 24-24. Now that we are headed to commercial, I am going to pee for the D. All right. Do I have Tom Grossi's magic urine? That's the question. That is the ultimate question. And I don't remember what the results have been in the past. But Mark, I see you retweeted me, or well, retweeted the Bengals and tagged me in that post 27 minutes ago. I see that now. For whatever reason, was not seeing that earlier. But, yeah. What a play to T. Higgins, man. Like, I mean, the Bengals really, truly have... Like this is... Honestly, this is the shit right here that might get Zach Taylor in the good... Like, you know, staying in the good graces of the Bengals front office. Because the players have really rallied with Joe Burrow hurt. They have really rallied. They're showing some pride. Can they win this game? They certainly can. A defensive stop here, and they might even be in control of this one. And there you go. That's good kick coverage. And, you know, it takes like a million people to bring him down, but none of those guys let him get away is the important part, you know. So he ends up going down about the 22, 23-ish yard line. We'll see exactly where. But anyway, the Jaguars are going to come out. It's 1st and 10. 2:31 left to go in the third quarter. It is 2:31 left to go in the third quarter, and we're going to see if they can get anything done here. Come on, defense. I hope that crowd's loud right now, y'all. From the 25-yard line. They gave him the 25? I don't agree with that. All right, it's going to be a handoff to... that's not a good play. About an 8-yard run there by the guy with the silly name. Bashal Tootin. 8-yard run there. Field goal, Seahawks lead. End of the third quarter, 17-14. Hope they win. Sure hope they win. Ravens on top of the Browns, 20-10. 49ers up on the Saints, 19-14. All right, and that's going to be a quarterback sneak, and I don't think he got it. Like he ended up on the other side of the pylon, but I think he might have been down before that. I'd like to see a replay at least, whether we challenge this or not. I'd like to see a replay. Trevor Lawrence fumbled the ball, and he did dive forward and get it. Yeah, so that was just absolute fucking. That was a golden opportunity for the Bengals to stuff them, and they just fucking. Man, this defense, I tell you what, this defense is gonna give me fucking cholesterol or something. I don't know. Trevor Lawrence is going to throw the short pass, and that's a good job to wrap him up by Demetrius Knight. And, still catches the pass. It's about a 2 or 3 yard gain, but great job not to let him go. Touchdown Lions, 38-14. That one's over. I think you're right, Jim. I don't think anybody really believed in the Bears anyway, but yeah, that one's over. Cowboys are leading over the Giants now, though, 17-16. Rams up 20-16 on the Titans. Patriots up 23-20 on the Dolphins. Dolphins got the ball, though. Bills up 30-3 on the Jets. For the other games that we didn't talk about. 2nd and 8. Trevor Lawrence, empty formation. No pressure. Oh, my God. And the Bengals trying to rip the ball out, but they're not doing a very good job of it. Letting them get a first down. I mean, I get trying to rip the ball out, but maybe you could also play coverage. Maybe you could also try to stop the pass. Get some pressure. I don't know. If you're not going to do any of that, I guess try to rip the ball out. But, I'd rather you just stop the play first. Instead of give them the play and try to, try to trick them into false sense of security and get the turnover. But anyway, that's the end of the 3rd quarter. We're heading to the 4th. And it is a 24-24 ball game. The news right now on Joe Burrow is no update. Great. Source, Joe Burrow just finished in the MRI room, was using a one-legged scooter to get back to the locker room with his left leg propped up as to not put any weight on it. Well, I mean, that doesn't honestly mean anything. If there's anything going on there, you want him to be careful as fuck. Careful as fuck. That does mean he's not coming back. That means he's out for the game. That's any chance he was coming back is gone now. Obscure Bengals with the legendary treat. We had Shake and Blake, now we got Jake and Blake. Or Jake and Bake, I guess. Okay. That's better, I guess. I don't know. I want the Jake and Blake. You know what we're going to do? What we're going to do? We are going to change jerseys in support of my boy Jake Browning. Which is very difficult for me to do because my fucking doors here suck. There we go. Boom! That was my childhood hero, y'all. Jeff Blake. I think I got, here we go. Got my Jeff Blake card. We rockin', to quote Tom Grossi. We got that Jake and Blake energy today, baby. Let's go. Got to switch the jerseys. And I'm not going to lie, I'm not a big fan of this style of jersey because it's made... The stitching and everything is awkward. I like the newer style jerseys better. Anyway, let's go, Bengals. Come on. Jake and Blake it. Jake and Bake. Whatever. From the 46, and that's a nice job there by Dax Hill to get to him in the backfield. Lets him still get a couple of yards, but it's going to be 2nd and 8, I think, after that. But Dax Hill doing a good job at least reading that. Maybe could have done a better job tackling, but you know what? I'll take what we got. Dude, what is up with all these ricochets today? Cedric Tillman catching a touchdown pass from Joe Flacco off of 2 ricochets from Ravens defenders, and then he comes down with the ball. That's happening a lot today so far. Interesting. All right. Trevor Lawrence, 2nd and 8. He's going to fake the handoff. It's a play-action pass. Got Trey Hendrickson screaming from the outside, but it doesn't matter because, oh my God, wide, absolutely wide open is Brian Thomas Jr., and it wasn't even... Geno Stone just getting completely cooked on that play, man. No, I'm sorry, DJ Turner, of course. DJ Turner getting cooked. Geno Stone's the one who came up with the damn tackle. Man. I've been saying for a long-ass time that we need a different... We need a starting cornerback, right? Because Cam Taylor-Britt is a solid second guy, right? DJ Turner's a solid third guy. But not the direction that it is right now. Joseph Osai getting absolutely wrecked on that play. I think they're going to call a face mask on him, too. Personal foul, face mask on Joseph Osai, yep. 27-24, Bengals win. Not at this rate, Jeff. This rate, I'm not saying they can't win, but it's going to have to be like they're going to have to hold him to a field goal, and then Jake Browning's going to have to get a touchdown, probably. Yeah, Joseph Osai got the face mask penalty and couldn't even bring him down. Man. Joseph Osai, he's a good player, but, he also, in the worst situations, he just gets sloppy. Y'all remember that, late hit on Patrick Mahomes a couple years ago? In the AFC Championship game, that was Joseph Osai, too. He's a really talented player. He can do a good job in a rotation, but he's sloppy. All right, it's going to be a short pass to Travis Etienne, and he's going to pick about 7 yards. People can't tackle. Nobody's paying attention. Trey Hendrickson's about the only one who actually looked halfway decent on that play. Jeff looks closer to 31-24 Jaguars lead. Yeah, well, I don't know, Jim. We got a shot. Never know. Come on, defense. Come on. I peed for you. I used my urine. Come on. And they let him get a first down. I'm literally pleading here with you. Come on. Do something better than what you're doing. What you're doing right now is bad. So don't do that. Do something good. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe they've got the wrong scheme. Their idea is if we should be bad. But that you shouldn't do that. You should be good at football, right? That's how you win at football, is you be good at football. And Shamar Stewart's hurt, so that's... He's not looking good either. Man. He's shaking his head too. And he's gonna be, he can't put any pressure, can he? Can he put some pressure on that foot? Not really. Can't put any pressure on his right foot. Shamar Stewart's hurt too, y'all. Seahawks with a kickoff return for 24-14 over the Steelers. Good. I hope they win. I need the Bengals to do something, guys. I really need the Bengals defense to step up. They've had an okay game all game. They've been getting gashed here and there, but they've been coming up when it matters. But a game is 60 minutes long, and you have to play all game long to get it done. Jake Browning went out there and did his job. He also threw an interception. That didn't help. Threw a couple interceptions already, actually. But, you know what? This one's on the defense, man. The offense hasn't been great, but they stepped up. They have been stepping it up when it matters. And right now, Trevor Lawrence going to throw to the back of the end zone. There you go. Good job by DJ Turner to knock him out of bounds. Good job by DJ Turner to knock number 7 there out of bounds. Who's that again? Brian Thomas Jr. Yep. Been getting cooked all day by Thomas, but manages. He does get one foot down, but is not able to get the second foot down. So DJ Turner does a good job of at least, making that not a complete disaster. All right, well. All right, DJ. Maybe you could do more stuff like that instead of what you've been doing all game. Not a fan of DJ Turner, guys. Used to be. I thought he was going to be pretty good, but nope. Has not been. It's going to be a play-action pass. Lawrence going to throw, and that's dropped! De'Amon Brown had it. It was just a little too high. Oh, man. Who's fucking hurt now? DJ Turner's hurt. I didn't want that, man. I mean, I don't want him to be hurt. Like, I just want him to play better. What even happened? He's running, and I don't see anything. He's just running after the ball. I don't know. They're not showing what happened. I think he might be okay though if they're. No, he did come off the field, I think. All right, well, very poor play so far in this game by DJ Turner with that one good play. I don't think he's really hurt that badly, though, because the cameras, at the very least, aren't paying attention to it. So, like I said, I don't want him to be hurt. I just want him to play better, you know? I just want better results. That's all I'm looking for. Trevor Lawrence, shotgun snap, rolls back. Little bit of pressure, not much. And that's so close! Cam Taylor-Britt almost had another interception, but it hits the ground. But they hold him to a field goal. They held him to a field goal. That was an overthrow by Trevor Lawrence too. He's not having a good second half. Cam Taylor-Britt, that would have been an incredible catch by Cam, by the way. That would have been tough, but he came close. He came close to getting it. He sure did. All right, 4th and goal, and can we get a Jaguars missed field goal? That'd be pretty shitty if he missed this one. What's this from? Gonna be from like 20 yards? 25-yard field goal attempt? Good Lord. Maybe I get lucky. Maybe he misses the field goal. Kick is up, and that is... He definitely pushed it right, but not far enough right. So that Jaguars take the lead. But only 27-24. Importantly. Jake Browning cannot throw another touchdown. Or if Jake Browning cannot throw another interception, knock on wood, then perhaps he can throw a touchdown. Or somebody can get in the end. I don't give a shit who gets in the end zone. I just want to beat the fucking Jaguars, dude. Especially after all the shit I've been talking about them all season. I really, really, really want to beat them. Like, you guys understand how much I want to beat the Jaguars, right? Like, I can't have them win their first game in a game I said they lose, and also dominate in that game, and then beat my team the following week after all the shit I talked about the Jaguars this offseason. I can't have that. I can't have that. We gotta have Jake Browning coming in here and make him look silly. So far, he's made both himself and them look silly. It's been a very weird game. All right. This game is giving me heart palpitations. I'm right there with you, Dan. I don't even know how the fuck to do, like, how to respond to any of this. Like, is Joe Burrow hurt? Is he not hurt? Is he severely hurt? Is it only a minor injury? Is he questionable? Is he out? Is Jake Browning going to be good? Is he going to throw a bunch of interceptions? Are we going to win? Are we going to lose? You know, is the season over? Do we still have a chance? Who fucking knows right now? Like, I'm just in limbo. Into just this crazy state of fucking limbo. I don't even know what to think. Also, somebody said Joe Burrow got an MRI already. Like, already? I thought they said he was going to get one on Monday. I don't see any updates on Joe. Like, zero. He's officially ruled out 41 seconds. The Bengals have officially ruled Joe Burrow out with a toe injury 41 seconds ago, per Fantasy Pros, for whatever that's worth. And also, according to Nick, at Nick Smith, he's also confirming that, whoever the fuck he is. I'm guessing he's probably Nick Smith. And he's probably a Christian, based on his like profile description. Like, I don't know anything. I don't think this is necessarily a guy who's a source of anything, but all right, Jaguars kicking the ball back off to the Bengals, only losing by 3. I mean, we can win this game, y'all. We can. Samaje Perine doing a good job of returning today. Got to give him credit. Minus the one time he muffed it, but then he got back on it. So you can't get too upset about that. Yeah, I can't really find any legitimate information about Joe Burrow right now. Okay, so Joe Daneman says Joe Burrow has just finished in the MRI room. So he did get an MRI. Okay. Chase Brown tackled in the backfield for about a 2.5 yard loss. Yeah, Joe Burrow using a scooter to get back to the locker room with his left leg propped up as to not put any weight on it. But again, I'm like, yeah, that's not good, but they could just be being careful there. You know, it depends on what happened with the MRI. Like, Jake Browning, shotgun snap, rolls back, good protection, throws. Oh, man, he had Jamar Chase. What the hell? Jamar Chase was open and he didn't even go for it. It must have been a bad camera angle, but it looked like he had Jamar Chase who was open, and the ball, it was a good ball. Like, what the hell happened here? Yeah, okay, it was a little too far. I mean, I still think he could have dove for that maybe, but I don't know. Thanks for this. Yeah, sure, Discovery Galaxy. I'm not sure what you're thanking me for, but you're welcome. Hooday. Let's go. Hopefully they can pull this one off. 3rd and 12, though. He's going to throw, and that's knocked away. It's going to be 4th and 12. Bengals got a punt. Fuck. My CBS says Bills at Jets, so why is Rams at Titans on? Is Bills Jets a blowout? It is, yes. I am mostly watching Bears at Lions on Fox anyway. Don't really care. Whatever. Good news for you, only 3. Yeah, well, the defense is going to have to come through again now. The offense didn't do shit. 4 and out, or 3 and out. We need to win. We sure do. Dude, we need to win more than fucking anything right now. Touchdown, 49ers lead the Saints 26-14. Rip. Rip, Saints. The ball is punted away, and that is going to... Ooh, nice punt! That's going to be caught at about the 11.5 yard line. But that was a great punt there by Ryan Rico. So, I mean, he's doing his job. He's doing his job to try to help the defense out. A toe injury is better than Achilles? It sure is, Dan. I'm you know... It's still possible, depending on the severity of the injury, that he's out for a couple of weeks. But a couple of weeks is better than the whole damn season, right? You know, the way Jake Browning's playing right now, and the offense is playing right now, the way the whole team has been playing today, it makes you think that it's possible that they could pick up a couple of wins with Jake Browning, right? Now, you know, if they don't win this one, you're not feeling great. But, hey, they got a chance from the 12-yard line. Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence in the shotgun formation. He's just going to hand the ball off to Travis Etienne, and he picks up about 5 yards because the Bengals defensive line gets absolutely no fucking push on any running play ever of all time, and I don't understand. Touchdown Rams, 20-17. That game is likely over. Scrappy says, "Hey Kyle, how's Joey doing, buddy? Are you all right? You're out of here, dude. You can't be like. Are you fucking kidding me? This is a big dog Jaguars fan checking in on you, boy. Dude, fuck you. Are you seriously like getting excited about a torrent? Fuck you. Fuck off. You're a piece of garbage. Fuck that guy, dude. Get out of here. I'm about to fucking ban your ass. You don't fucking... You're gonna cry if the... Okay, you're out of here. You're out of here. You're a fucking garbage human being, and we don't need your fucking energy in here. Fucking troll-ass motherfucker. Fucking... Dude, that's the fucking... That's the shit that makes your fan base look like an absolute fucking garbage. I don't think that guy represents all Jaguars fans. Probably not the majority of them. But that guy's a piece of fucking garbage. Get that fucking guy out of here. 3rd and 5. And from the 17-yard line, Trevor Lawrence He's going to try to throw, and it's caught because Dax Hill is fucking burned in coverage. Great. Like, you can be happy that your team's winning, but to be excited, to be celebrating specifically because Joe Burrow got hurt, that's fucking weak, dude. That makes you look like a fucking piece of garbage. It's weirdo shit, man. Absolute fucking weirdo shit. I don't understand how why are you like that? Like, I mean, are you trolling? If you're trolling, then you're a fucking piece of garbage. All right, Travis Etienne takes the handoff, and Cam Taylor-Britt gets to him after he makes look like Oren Burks miss. So, all right. I guess I gotta rehook this up. So y'all give me a second. Touchdown, Seattle 31-17. That game is over. I hope so, man. Fuck the Steelers. If we lose, at least the Steelers lose too. Over. Luger. Hello, Luger. How you doing? Welcome to the channel. Celebrating injuries is strange. Is weird as fucking shit, dude. All right. Speaking of strange, I think that was Cole Strange who caught the pass. About a 5-yard catch. Dax Hill in coverage again. He's getting burned right now. I was talking about how he was good at covering tight ends, but not right now. 3rd and 4. Defense has got to get a stop here, man. Defense has got to get a stop. I mean, like, obviously there's time left in the game. I'm not desperate yet, but I mean, we don't really have a lot of room for error right now, you know? Gosey got a place to celebrate it. Like, I don't understand. Like, why would you celebrate a guy getting injured? Like, you know, that karma's going to come fucking back on you. Like, that's weak ass shit. That makes you're a weak human being who needs to feel vindicated because somebody else got injured. Like fuck you. Like, you're the worst type of fucking person, you know, rooting for that shit. Like, unless you just hate football players because you think of, I don't know. I mean, in that case, maybe you have a personal justification for it. But, like, if you're just a fan, which it sounded like that guy was just a Jaguars fan. If you're a Jaguars fan and you're getting excited about that, I promise you your own fan base hates you. Your own fan base is coming at you for that one. Because I promise you Jaguars fans aren't happy about Joe Burrow getting hurt. Probably happy about winning. Trey Hendrickson's going to take, what's his name? Tootin, right? Yeah, Tootin. Going to take him down, but it's going to be a 5-yard gain. Like, it seems like every goddamn running play is like a 5-yard fucking gain, or it's a big gain, you know? Like, they just have no ability to fucking stuff them. Bengals need to pull off this win. They sure do, Discovery. Back to kickoff returns. Just when the Dolphins did it, so did the Patriots. Yeah, we'll see what happens. DJ Turner get injured? I thought he did. Maybe he didn't. I don't know. I haven't seen a whole lot about it. Tootin takes the handoff, and Logan Wilson gets to him, but once again, the whole fucking pile's getting dragged, and he gets about 4 yards on the run, so it's going to be 3rd and 2. Only idiots celebrate injuries and have low morals. I don't know about idiots. I don't know if you're an idiot for celebrating an injury. You're just you're a bad person, you know, like, you know, that karma, like, you deserve for that karma to come back on you for that shit. Like, that's bullshit. I don't tolerate that shit. I don't tolerate... That's the second person I've ever banned from this channel, by the way. Ever. Trevor Lawrence overthrows it. He had De'Ami Brown, and, I mean, he was covered... Oh, no, I'm sorry. It was Brian Thomas Jr. He had Brian Thomas Jr. He was covered, but, you know, he... Like, that was an opportunity for Trevor Lawrence that he missed there. But, yeah, I don't think it makes you an idiot to root for injury. It just makes you a bad person because you're rooting for people out there who are working hard and doing their livelihood to get injured for what? So your bad football team, like we're sitting here like the Jaguars have a fucking future. Like, so your bad football team can have a win today? Like, is that really what we're going for? 4th and 2 and the Jaguars are punting. But again, I promise you, that guy does not represent Jaguars fans. Like, Jaguars fans, I haven't met a lot of Jaguars fans, but the ones I've met are pretty chill people. That guy's, you know, the Jaguars fans aren't like that, from what I can tell. Chiefs fans, Steelers fans aren't like that, man. Like, a couple of people are in every fan base. I've seen some Bengals fans do it too, but those people are garbage human beings too. But yeah, I've banned 2 people from this channel now, in the entire history of this channel. The only reason I'm going to do that is if you're harassing somebody in the chat, or you're just being complete fucking, piece of garbage like that. Like, I'm not going to... You can't be rooting for injuries like that. Like, like, fuck off. And the reason, by the way, the reason isn't because of a moralistic thing. The reason is because that just makes the chat like that's not fair to you guys. Like, you got a guy who's out like spamming in the chat like that, and that's just you guys don't want to see that. That doesn't make anybody else's experience good, and so part of it is I gotta pay attention to my brand here, and I don't want people out here, making people uncomfortable in my chat like that, Like, you can talk all the shit you want, but once you start getting personal, you're out of here. That's the one rule I have, even if it's personal for the football player. Why did they switch Bills, Jets to Rams, Titans? I'm guessing probably because Bills, Jets is a blowout. Last I checked. Yeah, it's 30-3. That game's over. So, the Rams, Titans is much closer. Or at least it was. The Rams are pulling away now. They could have switched to Jags versus KGM. They could have, but I don't think it's... I don't know how Rams Titans is relevant. Well, okay, so the Rams is the former St. Louis team, and so maybe they switched over there because it was looking like the Rams might might lose control and lose to the Titans, and so y'all in St. Louis can be like, ha ha. And then there's also the Titans are, like as far as Missouri goes, the Titans are one of the closer teams, geographically to you, right? So maybe they're just thinking geographic distance too. I don't know. I know you'd rather see the Bengals, but all right. It's garbage. Jaguars, scrappy fan, whatever. You're getting banned again, my guy. If I can find the fucking thing. Yep. He's banned, and he's going to keep getting banned. He might keep coming back. I don't give a fuck. Get out of here, you piece of fucking garbage human being. God damn. I like the Jaguars, too. That's the thing. I do. I've always kind of had a soft spot for the Jaguars, so, I know Jaguars fans aren't going to get on board with your bullshit, dude. All right. Jamar Chase going to get the catch, and he's going to push his way forward. There you go. Gets the first down. Doing a pretty good job of keeping those legs moving. Gotta love it. Titans and St. Louis Rams are close to St. Louis. Well, they're not the St. Louis Rams, John. The Titans and St. Louis Rams are close to St. Louis. I'm sorry to break it to you, John, but the St. Louis Rams do not exist. Okay, so what we got? They could have switched to... John, you have a better game. No? No? What? A better game? What are you talking about? You've got the Rams pulling ahead. This Jags Bengals game is a 3-point game in the fourth quarter. What do you mean it's a better game? You can talk all the shit you want about the Bengals, but you can't deny this is an interesting football game. I don't agree with that one at all. Trust Jake Browning to win in overtime like in 2023. Well, they got to get to overtime, Luger. The offense not looking so good right now. Thanks for kicking him. Yeah, dude. I'm not even gonna play with that. Fuck that guy, honestly. Not anymore. Rams just scored a touchdown, 33-16. Okay. Oh my God, Jake Browning throws another fucking pick. That's probably it, guys. The game's over. Well, Devin Lloyd too. I was talking about Devin Lloyd at the beginning of the game, and he came through, got the thing. So it's okay. So it's not over. The defense could hold them to a field goal, and then they could go get a touchdown. It's not over, but yeah, that's a killer, man. If the Jaguars get a touchdown, it's basically over. Probably right. They think St. Louis still likes the Rams, or maybe the Titans in the area. I'm watching Bears at Lions on Fox. Okay, that one's also not a very good game, right? Yeah, Lions winning 45-21. I think even with Jake Browning throwing that interception, this is still probably the most interesting game on right now. Maybe 49ers Saints. I don't know. It's going to be a very depressing Who Dey versus Who Dat podcast on Thursday, by the way. Unless a miracle happens at this point. Like, I mean, you know, we could hold them to a field goal. We could get a touchdown. It could happen. With defense like that, though, Dax Hill, Cam Sample getting in the backfield and almost getting to Travis Etienne there, but he does get brought down by Dax Hill about 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So if the defense is going to get anything done, that's a good place to start. You know, an interception or a turnover on this drive would really help, you know, and the Jaguars probably know that, so they're probably going to be conservative. So the fact that they're going to be conservative means that play could have just, you know, really made a big difference. You know, we'll see what they do here. They are in shotgun formation. Trevor Lawrence, he's going to throw, and he throws, and it's tipped, and ooh, but it falls harmlessly away from everybody. But great play, I think, by Cam Taylor-Britt to knock that ball away. All right, well, Browning's third interception. Yeah, dude, it's Jake Browning. I'm not expecting much out of him. I'm really not. Like, he's a good. He's got talent, but he's also like rusty and raw. So, you know, but also don't forget that Jake Browning at one time, very early in his college career, was considered a guy who could potentially become a first-round pick one day. It didn't end up going down that direction. I think injuries kind of hurt his college career, but, you know, dude's got some talent. He just, you know, is also rusty. He doesn't get a lot of play. All right, the Jaguars are going to run that ball, and the Bengals sensibly give them the yards, but don't give them the first down. So the Jaguars are going to go for the field goal, I assume, unless they're absolutely insane. I mean, it's going to be like 4th and 5, so, like, I mean, I guess, I don't know, like, I'd just take the field goal if I was the Jaguars. They're coming out. It looks like the offense is coming out on the field, though. But I'm wondering if they're just going to try to get him to jump. Nope, they're going for it. Come on, defense. Trevor Lawrence throws, and it's dropped! It's dropped! There you go! Defense holds! And it's a turnover on downs. The Bengals defense gets the turnover, and not really to any credit of their own. That was a drop by De'Ami Brown. He just completely fucking, you know, I keep calling him De'Ami Brown. Brian Thomas Jr. just completely dropped that ball. He was wide open and would have been in for the touchdown. Even if Logan Wilson gets there and stops him, then, yeah, man, Logan Wilson might have stopped him. But it would have been a first down either way. But turnover on downs, and the Bengals, Jake Browning gets another shot to redeem himself. And I will say, most of these drives with Jake Browning have either ended in touchdowns or interceptions. And he just threw an interception, so he's due for a touchdown, right? All right, Jake Browning, shotgun snap. He's going to throw. It's out of bounds. What? Miscommunication with T or something? I don't know. He was thinking T was going to cut back a little bit further or quicker, maybe. I don't know. Let's go, Luger. Let's go. The fact that we're in this one, man, is if this is what I was talking about at the beginning of the season. Like, the Bengals can win a lot of scrappy games, and that's something they haven't been doing lately, which is why I've got them back in terms of being one of the better teams. That's not the case without Joe Burrow, but, you know, I feel somewhat vindicated in saying that the Bengals were good. Jake Browning, he's going to throw it up, and that's deflected. Good job by the Jaguars to deflect that pass, and it's going to be 3rd and 10. And frankly, well, I don't know. It's only a 3-point ball game, so maybe you do punt it. I don't know. Do you punt it and trust the defense? Because honestly, the defense has been more, well, not really. I don't know. What do you do here? Do you go for it on 4th, or do you punt the ball? You might just punt the ball. Honestly, being this far back, you might just punt the ball, because if you don't get it, the game's over. Like, the game's straight up over if you don't. Like, so you're probably going to punt the ball if you don't get it here. But it is 3rd and 10. Jake Browning steps up in the pocket, and he's got Drew Sample, and he gets 7 yards. Why? Why? He wasn't even... There was no chance of getting a 4th down, or a first down on that play. Why? I don't know. I think what you do here though is you bring the offense out on the field and you try to get the Jaguars to jump because they've been sloppy today. So I think you do get the Jaguars to jump, or you try to do that and then you just punt the ball if it doesn't work out because I think you got to punt the ball here. Jake Browning shotgun formation. Nope, he's going for it. He's going for it. And he's got Chase Brown for the first down. And he's going to the 30. He's got down to the 30-yard line before he gets pushed out of bounds. And they got it. That was risky. That was risky. But you know what? Zach Taylor's out here like putting his fucking balls on the table. And like, we're going to do this. God, where was that shit all last year? Like plays like that. Like that was always my biggest concern with Zach Taylor was like he likes to go for it on 4th down, but he's always got a terrible play dialed up. But that was a good play. All right, it's going to be a play action pass. Catch by Noah Fant, who is not able to get out of the tackle and ends up losing a yard. Man, this game is going down to the wire. Dude, like, I just want to go back to Jim for a second. Says, that's the better game. Like, dude, this is the best game of the week. Are you kidding me? Like, you got the Jake Browning led Bengals with a chance to take down the Jacksonville Jaguars, who, had a really good game last week. Like, I'm just saying, man, this is a good game. Whoever wins from a neutral perspective, this is a good game. Mike Gesicki with the catch, and that's like one of the first catches he had all year. It's going to be 2nd and 6 now, I think, after a 5-yard, or 3rd and 6 after a 5-yard game. Our special teams, emphasis on the word special. Well, I mean, but Evan McPherson's a good kicker, so, I mean, here's the thing, we can get overtime. Like, we don't even have to get a touchdown. A touchdown would be phenomenal. But we can get a field goal, and we still got a chance to win this game, Cannot believe the Jags went for it. If they lose, Jaguar Gator will have a video tomorrow. Yeah, but Jim, we went for it. Like, we went for it in a really risky spot. So, I don't... I mean, I get it, but I'm shocked the Bengals went for it, honestly. Why am I watching NFL? It should be flipping between Bears at Lions and Cardinals at Brewers. Well, then go watch baseball then, John. Like, what? Stop. Like, dude, I love you, John, but like, that doesn't do us any good here in the chat. If you want to watch baseball, go watch baseball. Like, if you don't like football, you don't have to talk about it. But we got football here. I mean, I know you don't have the game you want to watch, but I mean, if you want to watch baseball, go watch baseball. And I'm not even trying to be mean to you. Like, I'm just saying, like, if you want to watch baseball, go watch baseball, right? Like, it's okay. You're allowed to go watch baseball. The Rams triggered me. Okay. All right, John. It's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Sorry if I write bad. It's because I don't speak English. Well, you speak good enough English for writing it, Luger. I've understood it. Honestly, you write better English than half of the fucking comments I get in here sometimes. So, you're doing a good enough job. You write just fine for my purposes. And you're in my chat, so I'm like, you could be speaking fucking Chinese. I wouldn't give a shit, Like, if you're in the chat and you're contributing, then, have some fun. Don't be being a douchebag about stuff, rooting for player injuries, coming in here gloating about how Joe Burrow got hurt, being a garbage human being. Don't do that, but, you can talk about whatever you want. Like, John, you can talk about baseball if you want to talk about baseball. Jim, you can talk shit if you want to talk shit. Just, if you're in here, I'm happy you're in here. 3rd and 5 from the 33-yard line. Jake Browning in the shotgun formation after the 2-minute warning. He's going to take the snap, and he is getting rushed. He's going to throw, and that's knocked away. So it's going to be 4th and 5, and now the question is, do you punt it from here? Because, like, you did just get the 4th down conversion, but, like, I don't know, man. Like, Jake Browning's got the offense out there, but I will say, it's been bad, good, bad, good, bad, good with Jake Browning. It's been the most inconsistent thing I've ever fucking seen. But that does mean he might be due for a good pass here. So, get the ball in Jamar Chase's hands. That's all I gotta say. Problem is, if you don't get it, you lose. Jake Browning's gonna throw, and he's got Yoshi. There's a flag! Pass interference! Bengals get down the field! Pass interference on Trayvon Walker, I believe. Pass interference, unless they call it on the Bengals. I swear to God if they fucking call it on the Bengals. But it is pass interference on Trayvon Walker. Let's fucking go. You can't do that. And that's the thing. Jake Browning had Yoshi dialed up, and he beat Travis Hunter. And the only thing Travis Hunter could do to stop it was basically just try to tackle him, essentially. So, to be honest, once Travis Hunter was beat, that's what you got to do. But now, I mean, the Bengals are like knocking on the door of field goal range, right? The Bengals are like right there. That's a big play, man. Like, we got the ball at the 42-yard line. We get 10 more yards, and we're in pretty comfortable field goal range. We might be in field goal range now, honestly. Because Evans got a strong leg. And there's a catch, and that's almost certainly field goal range. I mean, it's like the 37, but Chase Brown, anyway, is going to be about a 6-yard gain. 5-yard gain, I'm sorry. 2nd and 5. So the Bengals got the ball at the 37-yard line. What a game, man. What a game. Jake Browning throws, gets hit as he throws, but he gets it to Jamar Chase, who gets out of bounds for a first down with the hit, too. Man. Now, if that was Patrick Mahomes, they'd be roughing the passer. I'll tell you that right now. They didn't call a penalty on that one, but you know what? At least they called the correct pass interference on Travis Hunter. And again, Travis Hunter, that pass interfering with the pass is probably your best move there, right? Like, at that point, you've got to wait. Yoshi's probably gone for a touchdown if he catches that ball, right? The Bengals maybe win that game if Yoshi catches that ball. So honestly, Travis Hunter probably made the best decision he could at that point. Jake Browning, shotgun snap, throws, caught, middle of the field. There you go. First down, Mike Gesicki, who's finally showing up after that big contract extension. Rams won the game 33-19. Forget it. Yep. I don't know what ALR means, Luger. Is that like a DBZ character in your profile picture, by the way? Absolute Cinema? What, me or the Bengals? Dude, this is by far and away, regardless of what you got to say, Jim, this is by far and away the best game of the week. This has got everything you want, and even a couple things you don't want, like Joe Burrow getting injured, right? But 1:09 left to go, and the Bengals have the ball in easy field goal range for Evan McPherson. So we've got a good shot at going to overtime here. But there's also a good chance that we could get in the end zone and win this game now. A minute left. We can win this. We sure can, Dan. We can win. I'm shocked. I was so fucking depressed. But we could win this right now. We really could. Jake Browning, shotgun snap, rolls, throws, is caught. Jamar Chase stays in bounds too. That's probably good at this stage because we got all 3 timeouts. I think the Jaguars took a timeout though, which is good. Because if you do get in the end zone, you're going to be leaving them with some time. So Jaguars take a timeout with 1:03 left to go, and Bengals get about a 5-yard gain on the pass to Jamar Chase. Be crazy if they win in regulation. They've done it before against the Chiefs, not the Jaguars. But right now, with Jake Browning under center, it feels like we're playing the Chiefs. And the way that their pass rush is, it's not just Jake Browning, who, to his credit, has had some good plays, but has also had some really bad plays. Jeff, they're in position to do it. They sure are, man. They can do it. They just got to get in the end zone. And then you never know. Somebody said 31-27. No, it was Jim said 31-24. Luckily, it didn't go that way. All right. 2nd and 4, actually. It was a 6-yard game. Jake Browning's under center. He's going to hand the ball off Chase Brown, and he picks up, he might have gotten a first down. He got a first down! Dude, the Bengals can run this clock all the way down. Well, not all the way down. Most of the way down. But like, there's about a half a yard in between the first down marker and the touchdown, and Chase Brown got to that point just by pushing the pile. It reminds me of a few years ago when the Bengals beat the Chiefs basically on the same situation, right? Like, the game looked like we just got our asses handed to us, and then we came back at the end, I think we either won it in regulation or we took it to overtime, because we managed to somehow get like the slimmest chance of a margin of a first down and run the clock out and make sure that the Chiefs didn't have a chance to Patrick Mahomes us. Right? So you're telling me there's a chance. There's a chance Jim Carrey, who's on that guy's shirt who has a beard, I guess. Are they in field goal range? Yeah, they're at the half-yard line, Brendan. Or the 1-yard line. I'm not exactly sure where they're at. But yeah, they're in field goal range. They're in touchdown range. Honestly, I wouldn't even throw it anymore. I just hand the ball off to Chase Brown 3 times. See what you can get. I wouldn't even bother throwing the ball. And it's going to be a tush push. There's a flag on the play. I think he did not get it, though, either way. What's the flag, though? Yeah, he is short on the quarterback sneak. Offsides on... What? Offsides on the Bengals? I guess Dalton Reisner must have been lined up offsides. You don't often see offsides called on the offense. But, yep, offsides on the Bengals. Now, there's worse penalties. It does push you back, though. You can't run the ball 3 times now. But you do get the first down back, so that's something. 51 seconds left to go in the game. Jake Browning's going to hand the ball off to Chase Brown, and he picks up about half the distance, so that's about 2.5 yards. So, I mean, maybe you still do run it 3 times, honestly, because Chase Brown's starting to heat up a little bit. The offensive line is starting to get a little bit more push on the run blocking. So maybe you do run it 3 times. You got 3 timeouts, now the Bengals are also letting a lot of that clock run off. Okay, if clock stopped, I'm guessing the Bengals took a timeout with 24 seconds left to go. Yep. Bengals took a timeout, 24 seconds left to go. If we get in the end zone and win this, I'm buying a Jake Browning jersey. I'll tell you that right now. No, you know what? No. Okay, I was thinking about it when I was peeing for the D earlier. If Jake Browning takes us to the playoffs, I will buy a Jake Browning jersey. Promise you that. You know what? And you know what? I'll include that if Joe Burrow comes back and they make it to the playoffs, but part of the reason they make it to the playoffs is because they had a good run with Jake Browning. I will buy a Jake Browning jersey, and I will wear it as long as he is still with the team. I will. Jake Browning, the legend continues. Can you get in the end zone, though? Because that's how the legend continues, honestly. From the 3-yard line. They actually did not quite give him half the distance, I suppose. But it's going to be a catch for Mike Gesicki, and he's going to be a yard short. Or, no, he's going to be inches short. 2nd and goal. Or, no, I'm sorry, 3rd and goal. He's going to be just inches short. And this is a tush push. This has got to be the tush push, right? Because if you don't get it, then you take the field goal and you try to get to overtime. But, man, a tush push, you should get it. I don't know. I think he might have gotten that ball across. I think the ball went across the line. And you got all 3 timeouts. You can challenge it. No, it didn't. It didn't. Never mind. No, it didn't. Don't challenge it, Zach. 2nd and goal with the 4. I know, right, man? How many timeouts do the Jags have? None now. They're out of timeouts now, Luger. You got 19 seconds left. So if the Bengals get in the end zone, this game's over. Y'all know that, right? And barring insanity on a Trevor Lawrence Hail Mary, Aaron Rodgers style, this game's over if the Bengals get in the end zone. Jaguars just need a turnover. Jaguars just use the timeout. Okay, not a turnover. We're not getting a turnover. Jake Browning, I think, is going to tush push it here. And he, in the end zone, touchdown! Let's go! Jake Browning takes the lead with like 18 seconds left to go. And it wasn't a tush push, it was a dive. He dove over top and he got it in. Let's go! Hooday! Where's that fucking Jaguars fan, motherfucker? Where's that stupid ass fucking Jaguars fan who is in here acting like, oh, Joe Burrow's hurt, you fucking piece of garbage, that's what you get. Your fucking trash ass Jaguars franchise fucking ripped your heart out again, motherfucker. Let's go! Let's go! Evan McPherson coming out for the attempt. It's up and it's good! 18 seconds left. Defense got to just not allow a touchdown for 18 seconds and we're okay. Being a Bengals fan, I'm still nervous, you know. But they should be able to pull this one off, right? Like, it's Trevor Lawrence, not Josh Allen, right? Knock on wood. The Saints are still the Aints. Dude, I swear to God, if we win and the Saints lose and Joe Burrow doesn't have a torn Achilles, I said it was gonna be a very depressing Who Day versus Who Dat podcast on Thursday, but it's not. It's gonna be for Mikey, but it's not gonna be for me. I would go for it on fourth. Didn't need to, Jeff. We got it in. Jake Browning over top like Tyler Huntley tried to do, but it turned into the fumble in the jungle. But in this case, it worked. 31-27, Bengals lead with 18 seconds left. For the next Who Day versus Who Dat. For the next Who Dat be Who Day. It's Who Day versus Who Dat. it's okay, though. You should get him the Aints paper bag. Well, he lives in New Orleans, so I don't know how I do that. But I guess I could mail him. I could mail it to him. I don't know. I don't know if I have time to do that by Thursday, but I don't know. We'll see. I'll keep that in mind, though, Richard. Dude, you on Thursday, Richard, please do me a favor. Come on Thursday at some point during, like, you don't even have to stay for the whole thing if you don't want to. If you want to, great. But if you don't, just please come on Thursday to the stream at some point and just remind me about that paper bag thing. And I'll make a deal with Mikey or something. Like, if your Saints lose again next week, I'm going to send you a Saints paper bag. Oh, man. Sloppy ass Jaguars. I'll tell you one thing. Like the Bengals. If the Bengals win this game, which it would be crazy if they didn't. Good Lord, if they didn't at this point, I might just quit everything. All right, 1st and 10 from the 35. Trevor Lawrence rolling back. Got Trey Hendrickson behind him with the sack. Let's go, and they can't stop the clock, and the game is over. The game is over. I mean, they could spike the ball, but it doesn't look like they're gonna fucking bother. Nope, they are. They are going to bother. Okay. And the game... Oh, no, they're not even going to spike it. It's going to be a throw to Washington, and he's just going to try to run across the field. There's a flag, and I'm guessing it's like holding or something, so none of this even really matters. Travis Etienne tries a... knocked away by Cam Taylor-Britt. Travis Etienne tried to lateral it to Brian Thomas Jr. and Cam Taylor-Britt knocked it away. There is a flag on the play. I'm guessing this is going to be like, false start on the offense or something, or holding. I didn't even see the fucking penalty. But it's over! The Bengals get the win! That's what, that fucking Jaguars fan, dude, that's what you get. You just cursed your fucking team, dude. You just cursed your fucking team. Bengals win 31-27. I'm about to put that Jaguars fan on blast. I'll tell you that right now. I'm about to do a fucking video. I like one of those like YouTube. I'm gonna do like the like I kind of used to do. I'm gonna pull it down. Bengals fan reacts to the craziest fucking win, and I'm gonna put that Jaguars fan on blast. You come in here talking about, oh, you're so happy Joe Burrow got injured. Look what fucking happened to your team, motherfucker. You piece of fucking garbage. All right, let's go, Bengals! Oh, I did not expect to be coming out of this game feeling good after that Joe Burrow injury, but here we are! Screw the Jaguars. That's the thing, I don't hate the Jaguars, I just hate that guy. We got it, Discovery! Let's go, Bengals got it! Hooday! Congrats on the win. Thank you, Jim. Got your Vikings next, and, hopefully we got some Jake Browning magic for that. But you know what? Just for that, Jim, I will root for you guys against Atlanta tonight, which I don't think you need it, but I'll root for you. I think Mikey will root for you too. I'm curious. I wonder, will Mikey root for the Vikings? Is Mikey's rivalry with Jim more important than his rivalry with the Falcons? I guess that's the question. I'm probably not. He probably, like, because he hates the Falcons, right? Like, I don't think he hates you, Jim. I think he's just, I think you get him riled up a lot, but I don't think he hates you. But he hates the Falcons, Let's go, Houday! Strange ending, dude. I know. I don't want to run it into the ground too much, but so much for the Rams game being the better game, right? Took a knee on third down. Rams in position to score. Took a knee on third down. Yes, kitty goes meow on television. Well, that's the right thing to do, John. If they're winning and they can just finish the game, then you take a knee on third down, and you win the game. That's absolutely the right thing to do. And the Steelers lost 31-17 to a not very good Seahawks team. Let's fucking go. But yeah, of course the Rams are gonna take a knee. That's the right thing to do. I hate my life, Mikey, my boy, Mike. I don't know what your last name is. No, I do. I do. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, though, so I won't say it. Like, I don't know how anonymous you want to remain. But I do, because it's on your email, so I do actually, now I do know your last name. So, but I won't say it if you don't want me to say it. But Mikey, my boy, it's going to be a fun Thursday, friend. It's going to be a fun Thursday. And we got the show, but that's just power rankings. We're not going to talk too much about, like, the Saints and the Bengals. We're just going to talk about power rankings on the show on Tuesday. I don't know. Maybe we should try to knock it out on Monday. What do you think? I'll email you, Mikey. I'll email you. It might be better if we can try to knock it out on Monday. That way I have a little bit more time to edit. Requires a 10-second runoff, so with 25 seconds left, McVay decided not to kick the field goal. That was crazy interesting ending. Well, yeah, dude, they're slaughtering the Titans. It's called sportsmanship. You don't run up the score. I mean, some teams do, and I don't honestly personally mind if teams run up the score. I think, as the victorious team, that's their right to do so. The other team should stop them if they want to have any pride. But in general, it's accepted that not running up the score is the right thing to do. So I would expect that from Sean McVay, of course. Bengals win and Steelers lose today. It's a great day, Discovery. The caveat is Joe Burrow better be healthy. Or not, I don't expect him to be healthy, but it better be like, a toe sprain and he's out for like a week and Jake Browning comes in and kicks the Vikings' ass next week or something. I don't know. But as long as Joe Burrow's not hurt for the season, it's a good day, right? It's a great day. It's a phenomenal day to be a Bengals fan as long as Joe Burrow's not hurt. If Joe Burrow's hurt, then fuck this game, honestly. Like, it's awesome, but it's going to always have the black mark of, the day when even Bengals fans thought that Joe Burrow was injury prone. But, hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully Joe Burrow's okay, and if Joe Burrow's okay, this is one of the best games I've ever watched as a Bengals fan, right? I don't want Joe Burrow to be out at all, but if he's only out for like a week or two, then I can probably be okay with that. Like, dodge a bullet and you beat the Jaguars in amazing fashion. And you get proof that Jake Browning truly is one of the best backup quarterbacks in the NFL, even though he also like throws interceptions like he's Brett Favre. But he also throws touchdowns like he's Brett Favre too. So you know what? Like, Jake Browning, like, you do you, man. If we're gonna get wins, that's what matters. Go kitty goes meow. Let's go. So much for your 8-9 prediction. Told you this ain't suck. I don't think they're going 8-9, Jim. Who made the sack? It was Trey Hendrickson, man. That was the way to end the game. Trey Hendrickson ends that game on a sack. Now it was over anyway, but yeah, Jake Browning rightfully, I think, gets that ball in for the touchdown, because even though they didn't have to go down to the wire because Jake Browning could have not thrown all those interceptions, but Jake Browning stepped in and got his team feeling Like he did a good job of staying cool and under pressure like that. So I'm happy that Jake Browning got that touchdown. And then Trey Hendrickson comes in and gives it a little exclamation mark with the sack on Trevor Lawrence to end the game. It's a beautiful day, Discovery, when that happens. It would have been nice if Joe Burrow wasn't hurt, but Bengals win, Steelers lose. I can't ever be super mad about that. Go KGM, let's go, John. 2-0. 2-0 for the first time in the Zach Taylor era. We won on week 2 for the first time in the Zach Taylor era, and we did it without Joe Burrow for, a good chunk of that game. And with Joe Burrow, frankly, not playing very well through a good chunk of that game, too. And we did it with Jake Browning throwing a bunch of fucking interceptions. Like this, I'll tell you one thing, y'all say what you want about Zach Taylor, but that dude knows how to make his team rally. His guys believe in Zach Taylor, and that's why he's still the head coach of the Cincinnati. That's why the Bengals haven't gotten rid of him, because they see how that team feels about Zach Taylor. And at the end of the day, that's not nothing. You want to talk about scheme. You want to talk about not getting guys ready to play in the regular season. You want to talk about all the like play calling, and you want to talk about all the things that people complain about with Zach Taylor. But what you cannot say is that Zach Taylor doesn't get his guys ready, mentally ready, and on board when it really counts. It doesn't always do it. But you can't say that those guys don't believe in Zach Taylor. You just can't say that. That's he knows how to rally them, and that's one of the most important traits any coach can have. There's some other traits that coaches need to have that it'd be nice if Zach Taylor was better at, right? But he has that one, and that one's huge. Would have laughed my ass off if they lateraled it and won, dude. Rich, I would have just walked out. The camera would still be going, you'd still have a stream going, and it would just be my empty room, and you'd be watching the stream oh, hey, look, there's the mirror. Let's see if we can. Oh, what's that? Is that there's some sort of contraption there on this little cubby there. What's going on with that? Well, I answer you right now. It's fucking shoe dryer. But that's my point. The show, y'all would have just been analyzing my set for an hour because, or people would have probably popped in and be like, oh, a guy's streaming the Bengals game and it's already over. What's going on? It's just, no, I just left. I just fucking went away. Didn't even bother signing off. That's what would have happened if we had lost on the lateral. Honestly surprised, Houday? Dude, I'm shocked, Dan. I'm not obviously not shocked that we won because I predicted that we'd win. But the way that we won, woo! Good Lord. Good Lord. And I'll tell you one thing. With Joe Burrow getting hurt, I don't like that. But for that fucking stupid-ass Jaguars fan to come in talking shit about Joe Burrow getting hurt, injured, a devastating thing to happen to a human being for his livelihood to be, thrown up in the air like that. For that Jaguars fan to be coming in and talking all that trash, and then we win in the most insane fashion I've ever seen, with Jake Browning throwing all those interceptions. Man, if you wrote that in a Hollywood script, they wouldn't believe you. That's the most unbelievable type of win, It's just, how often does it even happen that way? Not often. 2-0, Bengals win, Steelers lose. Gotta love it, Discovery. If there are Jags fans in the chat, ban them immediately. I'm not against Jags fans. I like Jags fans. I like the Jaguars, actually. I've always had a soft spot for the Jaguars. But that Jaguars fan in particular was human garbage, right? He's an absolute piece of fucking trash, and he's what's wrong with America. He's exactly the type of thing that's wrong with this country. Is Jim a Vikings fan? Gross. Yeah, Jim's a Vikings fan. I actually don't have a big issue with the Vikings. I'm not as I really liked the Vikings when Mike Zimmer was their head coach because I really like Mike Zimmer. Now he's not, but I also do like Kevin O'Connell. I don't know. The Vikings have always just kind of had this weird underdog energy to them that I kind of vibe with. Plus Minnesota's nice. It's a nice place. So I've always kind of had a bit of a. I don't want to overuse the term had a bit of a soft spot, but I kind of vibe with the Vikings a little bit. Not if we're gonna play them. If we're playing we got to beat you next week, Jim. Sorry. But not that sorry. But Jacob says, woot. Let's go, Conley. Woot. Hadn't watched a Bengals game all season or preseason. Then the first snap I watched this season, Burrow got hurt. That was the first snap you watched? Good Lord. Immediately turned it off. I understand. I get it. I get it. I get it, CT. I do. I'm going to not watch all season for all our sakes. Yeah, dude, you got some bad juju going on right now. You turn the game on once and the world fucking ends. You turn it off and things get better. So, I'm sorry. If it makes you feel better, my buddy Aaron, who has been somewhat involved in this channel here and there at times, he had that problem before, right? Like, he missed a bunch of games, but when he did watch, bad things happened. And so we just told Aaron, stop fucking watching, Aaron! I'd rather you be here, though, CT. But you do whatever you want to do. Jaguar Gator 9 will have a video tomorrow on this game, I bet. Dude, Jim, I'm going to have a video on this game. At the very least, just my reaction compilation. And then, obviously, on Wednesday morning, we're going to have the recap. And I'm going to have some shit to say about that, right? We're going to have the sports show. And, with, me, Mikey, Nick, and Jake. And, it's going to be that one's going to be a fun one. For those who know about his channel. Yeah, I know about Jaguar Gator 9. He makes good content. I always felt like Jaguar Gator 9 could have really blown up, but he just never really took that next step. But he's good. I like Jaguar Gator 9. Maybe where the score prediction is, you should have a headline like, we win or Bengals win. What? My brain's not catching up with that one, Jim. You're gonna have to explain that one to me. I'm glad they did not, but they were going to kick a field goal on 4th down, but the delay of game made them not kick it. I will say, like the Bengals showed some moxie winning that game. But you also have to admit that, the Jaguars also lost that game, guys. The Bengals don't win that game if the Jaguars are on their, on their shit. The Jaguars fumbled that game. But the Bengals picked it up and won. The Bengals have not done that. In the past, the Bengals have actively failed to do that. So, as a Bengals fan, I'll take it. Sometimes crazy shit happens, and the Bengals aren't always the best at taking advantage of it. But they this 2 weeks in a row that they're winning in crazy ways, but they're getting it done. And honestly, that matters. Because there will be, especially if Joe Burrow's only hurt for a couple of games or something like that, there will be the big blowout wins. Those will happen this year. Those will come. But what's really important is about winning these gritty games where you gotta get it done. That builds belief in the team. That it stacks wins for the end of the season. Right now, we're 2-0, right? We got 15 games left to go in the season. I mean, that's what, I can't math at the moment. That's 11% of the games that have been played so far. The Bengals have won, and I mean, you got to get to 10 wins, right? To be certain that maybe not even certain that you're going to make the playoffs, but a pretty good feeling that you're going to make the playoffs. You want to get to 10 wins, right? So the Bengals are already at 2. They just need to get 8 out of their next 15, right? And that's basically half the games, right? They just basically got to go 500 the rest of the season and they make the playoffs because of the way they started the season. And it was a rough start to the season. But as long as Joe Burrow's not out, then, you got a chance. You got a legit chance. I'm getting fucking hungry as hell, y'all. Cowboys just kicked a 64-yard field goal to tie the game 37-37. All right, well, I'm going to catch up with these comments, and maybe I switch over to another game if I have time. Giants and Cowboys in overtime. Interesting. Just beat you, Mark. I guess the play clock reset, so they did not have to run a play. Is that why? What? Play clock reset. I'm confused. What are you talking about, John? Rams were up by 2 touchdowns. Oh, you're talking about the other game. Okay. That's why I find it interesting. You don't see it very often. No, actually, you do see that often, John. It's more often that you see teams trying to run up the. It's less often that you see teams trying to run up the score. That's not very common, and that's part of why people make such a big deal out of it when it happens. So that's actually pretty standard. I'm waiting for the New York jokes videos. I love those New Yorkers suffering watching the Jets. It fuels me. Alright. I mean, I get it. It makes my soul sing a little bit when the Browns fans are sad. And, even though they are always sad. But, I guess from my perspective, now you, Richard, you have a dynasty in your history that you got to watch. So I can't really, empathize with you on that one. But from a Bengals fan perspective, it's, we can always at least say we're not as bad as the Browns. We can always hang our hats on that one. At least one of our rivalries we're winning in. At least that we got that. We not so great going on in the other rivalries, and haven't gotten a Super Bowl win yet. But we've always got we've got the Ohio championship on our side. We're doing well in that category. I mean, it's been up and down in the Joe Burrow era, to be fair. But we've had such a long history of generally being better than the Browns that, overall, it's the case, right? It cuts to you hanging, just seeing your feet swinging. If they lost from that lateral, yes, that was a dark joke. I don't know how much I want to talk about that joke on my YouTube channel because I like having a YouTube channel. It's a very funny joke, Richard. But I think for the sake of my channel, I'm gonna leave it at that. That's a very funny joke. Haha. That Jags fan probably also celebrated Charlie Kirk's death and got fired this week. I'm not getting into politics, CT. I'll tell you that. I've said it many times on this channel. Okay, before I go too deep down this rabbit hole, I want to make it clear that it's not okay to, talk shit about other people dying. That's just not okay. Period. And regardless of how you feel about anybody, none of us want political violence unless you're just unless you got something specific you're going after. But for the most part, political violence is bad. So violence in general is pretty bad unless it's in a controlled environment like football, right? But I don't want to get too political. I really don't want to get too political on the channel. But I don't think it's political to say that condemning violence is the right way to go. From a top-down perspective. Like people should be condemning the violence. They should not be celebrating a guy getting shot, regardless of who that guy is. Unless it's it's kind of hard to make the argument that Hitler getting shot wouldn't have been a good thing, right? But Charlie Kirk's not Hitler, so but that's I'm already getting too deep into that rabbit hole. I said this to Mikey. I've said this on my channel before. I will emphasize I do have very strong political opinions, and I am totally down to talk about them. I do not want to talk about them on this show, because this is about football here. Football is our escape from the world and the problems, and I want it to be a safe space for that. This is about football, right? We're not. I've already gotten more political than I want to on this channel. I have very strong political opinions, and I will talk to you about them outside of this channel, but I don't want to talk to you about it on stream, right? But I think it's probably fair enough to at least say that killing people is wrong. I think we can all agree with that. Cowgirls might actually beat the Giants. Game is in overtime now. Well, yes, the Giants, man. What'd you really expect, honestly? Connor says, never mind. If the Jags fans ban them immediately. Oh, yeah. You said the last thing you said was that. Yeah. Now, I'm not going to ban Jaguars fans. I'll ban that Jaguars fan because he was being garbage, right? But I feel so vindicated, too, after we won that game from him talking all that shit. I'm going to put him on blast on my fucking channel, too. You're fucking garbage. You're a garbage human being, and I hope you rot in hell. Or at least get better. Good Lord, dude. What? Who hurt you? Honestly, who hurt you? to make you want to go out here and celebrate dudes getting injured like that. Like, man. Like unless you hate football players, but like, why would you hate football players and be a Jaguars fan? Like, that's crazy. And even if you hate football players, that's not the right way to respond to that, right? Kind of the whole thing I was just talking about with Charlie Kirk. Now, this is a different level. This isn't a guy dying, but... Hooday, stranger. 11 or 12 wins needs to be guaranteed playoff in our division. Oh, you need 11 or 12 wins to be guaranteed playoff in our division. I don't agree with that, CT. You need 11 to 12 wins to be guaranteed to be guaranteed a playoff spot. Yeah, 11 wins, and it'd be insane if you missed, right? But I think 10 wins, and it's not about the division, it's about the wild card at that point, right? Like, 11, 12 wins to win the division for sure, but I think 10 wins, and you can feel pretty comfortable. Maybe not guaranteed, but 10 wins, you can feel pretty comfortable about getting in the playoffs, right? It doesn't always happen, but you feel better about 10 wins, right? Like, it used to be like 9, like if you went 9-7, there's a good shot that you made the playoffs, but you also might miss. But if you go 10-6, people have missed at 10-6 before. I think the Patriots missed one year at 11-5, right? But you feel pretty good about your chances. That's all I'm saying. If you go 10-7, especially with the 7 seed now. That was back when there was a 6 seed, right? But with the 7 seed now, if you go 10-7, you're probably at least going to get a wild card spot. McVay was going to kick the field goal. I'm glad he didn't. Obviously, he wasn't going to because he didn't. Got the dub, but another bonfire. Yeah, get better, Joe. Yep. It is kind of a rough feeling knowing that Joe Burrow got injured, but the hope is that Joe Burrow is only out for a little bit with a toe injury, because when they said toe injury and they didn't say Achilles injury or foot injury, they specified toe injury, and that's good news, right? Who knows what the toe injury means, but it could be, especially knowing how tough Joe Burrow is, could be okay. We got Zim Houday out here tweeting something about a broken toe, and it's a 4 to 8 week recovery. So I don't know. They're saying his toe might be broken. But even then, a broken toe is better than the torn Achilles, right? Like, that's still like we're getting him back, and maybe if we can just keep our heads above water with Jake Browning, which looks like maybe we can, as if this evidence against the Jaguars, which the Jaguars appear to be, in their defense, the Jaguars appear to be a much better team than I gave them credit for going into the season. But we beat them with our backup quarterback, and part of the reason is because we have a good backup quarterback. And then on top of that, our defense appears to at least be better than it was last year. So, if we can keep our heads above water with Jake Browning, Joe Burrow comes back when he's healthy, and that's at least something to watch for on the season. At least I personally, from a selfish perspective, I personally can go into the rest of this season feeling like there's at least something to watch for. I'm not just going in here doing this just because I have a YouTube channel and promised I would, right? I'm not forcing myself to do it, right? Cardinals lead 10-0 over the Panthers. Fair. I'm watching the Cowboys. Dude looked like he squeezed his foot. So far, so good. Well, except for Joe Burrow getting hurt, Nick. Other than that, so far, so good. 3 minutes in overtime. Giants and Cowboys could end in a tie. That would be funny. Still undefeated. Let's go, coolest cartoonist, which is Jake. I don't know why I said your name like that. But it's because that's what your name, yeah. I don't know. Do you guys want me to call you Jake and Nick, or do you want me to call you Nick and coolest cartoonist? I try to respect people's anonymity when they want it. Although, you guys are, credited on the channel for making the intro, so people already know who you are. Or if they didn't, they could figure it out pretty easily. But, like I said, I try to be respectful of people's wishes. Alright, let me see if I can switch. I don't have, the full NFL Game Pass thing like I used to have. I do have to go with, TV, so we'll see if I have any other games I can switch to. This says Steelers-Seahawks. But that game's over, so I'd love to, even if it was a blowout but not quite over, I think I'd be okay with just laughing at the Steelers for a little bit, a cathartic laugh. I don't think there's any good games for me to switch to, honestly. I mean, I guess, like there's like 425 games that are starting, but there's no, let's see. Well, I'm just going to go through the scores real quick. So you got the Lions obliterated the Bears 52-21. That's the Lions being like, hey, last week against the Packers, that's not who we are. So, okay. Rams beating the Titans pretty soundly, 33-19. Patriots coming away with the win over the Dolphins, 33-27. Rip Dolphins, because like it looked like the Dolphins might have had that one, and then they fell off. 49ers beat the Saints 26-21, so Mikey will indeed have some explaining to do on Thursday. You might even get a little bit of a glimpse on it on Tuesday, or on Wednesday for you guys. Either Monday night or Tuesday when we'll be recording it. But Seahawks Steelers. Seahawks beat the Steelers 31-17. Makes me feel very good. And I also want to see how Aaron Rodgers did. Was he bad? Was Aaron Rodgers bad? He was indeed bad. He threw 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. A quarterback rating of 58. Aaron Rodgers looking like the Jets' Aaron Rodgers in that game. Because he wasn't inspired to beat the Seahawks. He has to have inspiration at this point in his career, guys. And then the Ravens absolutely annihilating the Browns 41-17. Thomas called me probably to talk about that game. I need to call him back, though. I said I would call him back, and I never did. So I will call Thomas back. So that means that means the Giants and Cowboys are still going. Is that what this game is? If that's what this game is, then I might just switch to Giants-Cowboys. I don't have my alternate scoreboard up right now, so I'm going to have to not put that up. But we can at least watch and see what happens. Dak Prescott's handing the ball. I'm rooting for a tie. I'll tell you that right now. With 1, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3 left to go. The Cowboys are driving, and they're not quite in field goal range yet. But let's see if the Giants defense can hold and finish this game in a tie ball game. That's what I want to see. I want to see other people suffer because I had to suffer today. And we won. We won. Broncos up 7-6 on the Colts. The Cardinals up 10-3 on the Panthers. And the Eagles and Chiefs are tied 0-0. So, 37 seconds left. Dak Prescott takes a snap. He's going to run around. He's just going to take the run. And he's got him in easy field goal range at that point. Rip Giants. Oh well. Tie was nice to think that we might get a tie. For real, cut the toe off. Joe, let's go. Glad nothing worse. Yeah. No, see that's fine. You can joke about that, boss. Like, cut the toe off. But because you're also like what got me mad about the other guy was he was just celebrating the injury. Like, fuck that guy. He's hurt. Ha ha ha. So but no, that's funny. That's funny. Cut the toe off, get going. Yeah, that's funny. Jake's perfectly fine. I have 0 problems with my name out there. I appreciate it though. Yeah, I just wanted to ask, man. Yeah, all right. There you go, Jake. I'm glad we won. Get well soon, Burrow. Dude, please, for the love of God, don't let Burrow be hurt very long. I can do a Jake Browning. I can do a does Jake Browning make the playoff season? But I'd really rather just have can the Bengals win the Super Bowl season? 4 seconds left, and the Cowboys are going to attempt a longer field goal, but he can make it. 46 yards. I will say though, kickers have been rough this year, so maybe we'll get a tie. Maybe we'll get a tie. You never know. Bengals win the Super Bowl 2026. Well, go 14-3. If Joe Burrow comes back, Purcell. If Joe Burrow is back in a week or two, then maybe. But I'm concerned if we don't have him. Next week against the Vikings is going to be tough. I'll tell you that right now. I'm not saying we can't beat the Vikings with Jake Browning, but without Joe Burrow, it's a lot harder to think about it. They got it? Now, I must be behind then. Well, oh well. It was nice thinking we might get a tie there for a second. But the Bengals win in fucking phenomenal fashion. I wish I was recording this. I was streaming, so I might be able to download the YouTube stream later. But unfortunately, I'm not recording this on OBS, so, I'm just going to have to hope that YouTube gives me the option to download it. All right, the Cowboys do indeed get the field goal, and they beat the Giants in overtime. making sure that they don't get a tie, which would have been absolutely hilarious, but no such luck. But anyway, y'all, that's it for me. I'm going to go get some food because I'm hungry. Go say hi to my wife, who I like quite a bit. Yeah, that's it for me. Bengals get the win. And it would be right with the world if Joe Burrow was okay, but if not, at least the Bengals get the win, and that stupid-ass Jaguars troll gets it sent right back fucking on him. It's so weird to feel this good coming after a game where Joe Burrow gets hurt, right? All right. Well, anyway, I'm out of here, y'all. So I'll leave y'all, as always, with a hoot-ay!